What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Another episode, no pad, no pencil. This is a special episode, the Black History episode, and the Joe Rogan episode. Got my man with me here today. Introduce yourself, baby.
Omari Jordan, former NFL player, Carolina Panthers, Baltimore Ravens, Buffalo Bill.
You know, I'm Hazel, the Baltimore City hero. You know, let's get straight into it. Let's get down to the nitty gritty. Oh, where's our representation at, man? How can this man go 10 years with saying these comments without no repercussions?
Well, the thing is, it's like people. It's like the representation. We have to go back to the days of remember the days of Ali, Jim Brown. I forgot. Man, it's on the tip of my tongue. I'm ashamed for forgetting about it. When Jim Brown.
The picture I had to put up in the thumbnail where all the athletes got together.
Yeah, Jim Brown, Bill Russell, Arthur Ashe, Muhammad Ali, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, the Black Summit.
Right.
Well, the thing with that was, back in those times, and I'm just giving you a little history of how we got it up to now, and how these tricky ass owners and these corporations that's backing these athletes, how they played their part in shoehorning and creating that division. Well, it was during that time where Ali, the Alis, the Jim Browns, and guys of that nature of the world was still living amongst Black people. Okay, like it was a time when, because being from Cleveland, it was a time where my parents, they were raised in Cleveland, even though they was from parts like my dad being from Pennsylvania, my mother being from Alabama. Like when that great migration up north, was still segregation up in the north. Well, the thing was, they was living in the projects. Well, Jim Brown would play for the Browns, but still stay right around the corner from the projects.
Okay, so he was amongst his people.
He was amongst the people. Jim Brown was accessible. And then it wasn't nothing for when Ali would come into town, because it was during that time he was under Don King. And Don King, had his thing in Cleveland to where Ali would come. Well, Ali was pretty much everywhere. And when Ali visited cities, Ali would be in the hoods. And I ain't gonna say the hoods, but where the Black people were.
Right.
And I can remember my mother and father would say it was nothing to walk through the projects of Cleveland, down the way. And they would say, oh yeah, Champ, yeah, he on the first floor, he had missed such and such house, eating dinner. You know what I'm saying?
That's how it used to be down here with James Brown, Billie Holiday, and them on Pennsylvania Avenue. It was like Black Hollywood.
Yeah, absolutely. All the Black entertainers and athletes. And so they wasn't hounded. Jim Brown wasn't hounded. None of these guys were hounded, because you seen them every day. And they was a working man, working woman, but they would just say, hey, Champ, hey, Jim, good game. And, so it was during that time, they wasn't allowed to live in some of these white enclaves. Remember, segregation, integration wasn't really popping off like that.
Right.
So they was still amongst the grassroots.
Right.
And the grassroots would let Ali, Jim Brown, because they would see it themselves. Like, look, this is what's happening. This is what's going on. You're a part of this struggle. Bam, bam, bam. So you with the people. You of the people.
Right.
So that's when Jim Brown, Ali, was using they was representing the grassroots. They was the voice of the grassroots. They used their platform to say, wait a minute, this ain't right.
Right.
I'm living amongst these people every day. These people are hardworking, just as hardworking as the next man. You want to separate us just because of skin color? No, we deserve to be living over here. We deserve to have, this and that, and where, okay, now up to speed, see, that became a problem. Them owners, them corporations, like, wait a minute. Well, they want integration, we'll give it to them.
Right.
Nah, I'm about to say something unpopular, but it's the truth.
Go ahead and hit it.
Integration
messed us
all up, because we had in our mind white ice is colder. But what do we do when we want to integrate? We abandon our Black trade and commerce. We abandoned the Black hotel to go stay in a white hotel. We abandoned the Black mom and pop store to spend with the white mom and pop store.
They played reverse psychology on us, man. Absolutely. That's all it was.
So when we want to integrate, because think about this for a second. When did the Chinese man ever talk about integration?
Never.
When did the Russian or the Italians that own Little Italy or the Russians that own their stores and their enclaves ever talked about integration when they come to
Never.
Never. So why we got to be hoax to talk about it? You know what I'm saying? But see, we got tricked into that. So
Right.
So what the white folks did, what the corporate structure and the white folks did, they just basically said, okay, we're gonna let these athletes, we're gonna give them more money, and then now it begins to separate.
Right.
So the more and more you separate from your people, you're not representing the people. You don't see them every day. You don't deal with them on a day-to-day like your Ali's and your Jim Browns did back then. Think of LeBron James, as much as he like to speak for the grassroots, LeBron James don't live his day-to-day amongst the people.
It's been a long time since that boy was poor.
Yeah, LeBron James don't get on the bus and go ride with such and such as on his way to his, or he or she on their way to their second job. He don't ride the bus with them every day. LeBron ain't sitting in the living rooms day to day, with the struggling mother or the struggling single mother that's on welfare, or the dude that just got home from prison. He ain't with these people every day.
But that's my biggest problem with this Joe Rogan situation. Why come none of the black millionaires got together and be like, yo, this ain't right? They got Whoopi Goldberg up out of here for something that wasn't wrong. She just worded it wrong. She was correct, but she worded it wrong with her statement.
Well, go ahead. I'm sorry.
You go ahead.
Not to cut you off, but the thing is, it becomes down to, we have to stop. Remember when I was basically saying like the Ali's and them was just the voices of the grassroots.
Right.
Us as the grassroots, okay, we got to be the voice, okay? And it's something that David Banner said that couldn't be no further from the truth. The only thing these white supremacists and these high corporate structures respect is one, loss of life, and loss of finances. Those are the only two things. Those are the only two languages they respect, and they only going to adhere to. So how do you attack a Joe Rogan? Well, we all know Spotify is his main money. What he getting, like $100 million from Spotify? Right. Not pocket money, but Spotify is his main feeding stream. That's his paymaster.
Bread and butter. Okay.
Then you start looking at who sponsors them. Who you look at the corporate sponsors. We got to stop spending our money with them corporate sponsors. So, cause think about it. Everybody wanted, when Kaepernick took the knee, I mean, everybody had the right idea with banning the NFL. Well, guess what? You can still watch the NFL, but guess what? Pizza Hut, Pepsi, all the Boost, all these corporations that pushing the NFL agenda. If black folks would have stopped spending their money with them, you know what I'm saying? That would have set a precedent. Remember back during the bus boycott, back in, you know what I'm saying? The bus boycott. Once we stopped spending our money, we were crippling cities when we was carpooling and stuff like that.
And this is why I say we lost our way. We got a statement. Somebody said division adds up to subtraction. That's exactly right. But this is why I say India.Arie was so important. She misused her power by apologizing. Remember, she was like, it's wrong what he said, and he's a racist. She was 100% true. All she had to do to stay by her word. Wasn't nobody in the entertainment industry was going to let that black woman stay out there on a limb like that. She was in a perfect position to really start something. She should not have went back on her words. She should have stayed right where she was at and kept pushing that line.
Well, I like to pair what Malcolm X said, and that's why Malcolm X is one of my favorite when it comes to the ancestors and the people of our voices, that because what he says, it resonates to this day, and it especially to this topic. He was just basically saying like Dick Gregory, Lena Horne are not our representatives.
Right, the entertainers.
Yeah, show me in a white community where a saxophone player or a singer is their representative. Show me in a white community where a baseball player or a basketball player is a representative. You know what I'm saying? We are our own representative, the grassroots, the people. You know what I'm saying? India.Arie is an entertainer. India.Arie can only be a voice of the grassroots. Okay. Right. But if we're not representing India.Arie, because you got to think about this in the terms of India.Arie. She's a singer. She's an entertainer. Okay. If India.Arie gonna put her neck out there and say, okay, I'm gonna go against Joe Rogan, I'm gonna go against Spotify, I'm gonna go against the whole corporate monster. Well, but black people on the grassroots, who gonna back me up when I fall? Who gonna catch me when I fall?
But it's another thing. It's like we always talk about this. I don't want no entertainer speaking up for me on no political issue, because you know why? They're court gestures, and you can always pay a court gesture because stay in somebody's pocket, and they, you know, it's the corporate scheme. You only can go, you ain't going to bend so much to somebody throw some money at you, because you're in the entertainment industry. You all about money anyway. So what political stance can you really have?
Well, because when you have, see, the thing is, and that's where the separation got to be. Like, we have to say, wait a minute, they only are voices. They're not our leaders. Okay, just because they can dunk a basketball or they can sing, they're not our leaders. Remember, they are only entertainers. Okay, right. Again, Toby Keith is not the representative of white people. Okay,
and that's our biggest problem. Where's our representation at? Yo, where's the NAACP at? Where's the ACLU at? Ain't no way how this man still got a platform, yo.
Well, you got to understand something. The NAACP, the national, with the Black Caucus,
right?
Listen. They don't represent us. Again, they don't speak for the grassroots. They are go along to get along. In the parrot Kwame Brown, they are the go along get along gang.
The NAACP headquarters 10 minutes from here. I couldn't even tell you who the president of. The last president I know was William Jealous. That's been 15 years ago. Right. They're not acting about here in these Baltimore City streets, man.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, and then you got to understand something. First of all, the NAACP was founded by white people. So there you go.
Exactly.
And again, the NAACP, the National Black Caucus, you know what I'm saying? You got to understand something. They are no different than the Black Lives Matter movement. You see what happened to them. You know what I'm saying? So,
but that was never forced anyway. That was for the alternative lifestyle. If you can see what the money they donate to, it was for the alternative lifestyle people.
Right. So you got to understand something. When the representation is brought to us by somebody else, then they don't represent us.
Exactly.
It's not grassroots. It's not what you call it. It's not organic.
Right. It's like what you keep saying, from the grassroots level. But we got to comment. Somebody said, remember Nick Cannon was in the same spot that Whoopi Goldberg was in. They made Nick Cannon go to the Holocaust Museum and buck broke him. Why ain't nobody giving sensitivity training to Joe Rogan to go to the Black and Wax Museum or do $5,000 of community?
What is that going to do? We don't have to listen. We don't have to educate a racist. We don't have to.
We already know, right?
They already know. The only way you're gonna educate a white supremacist is to take his money
all the time.
Okay, we gonna take away your ability to eat. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, the thing of it is, when you take a man, I don't give a darn who you are. When you take when a man or a woman F's up and when you punish them by, because think about this, when a black athlete get in trouble, what you think the first things they say? Take his money and just don't let him play the game no more. So if what we can do out here in society, you want to take away our livelihood and the way we feed our families, then why can't the same rules apply to them? You know what I'm saying?
But it's always like you said, you always tell me, white boy don't get fired, he get behind. He got another $100 million deal from Newsmax and another couple other up-and-coming DSPs. Man, it's like this. It's cool for white boys to say nigger name, with no repercussions.
Well, here's the thing. It's cool for them to say that word amongst safe places, because you got to understand something, okay? You got to understand this. These white folks know that these Negroes in high places, Tavon, has been bought off.
I don't know about that. Oh, you got dudes like Jay Prince, Michael John White. You got dudes defending this dude. They defending him.
Right, because they want to bag themselves, okay?
Well, what bag can you get by degrading yourself?
They don't want to lose that spot. You got to understand, they don't want to lose that spot. But see, this is why we say they can't represent us, okay? Exactly. See, celebrities can be bought off, okay? Exactly. They can be bought off. They can be compromised. See, you can't compromise the grassroots, okay? Right. You can't buy off the grassroots. You can't pick apart the narrative coming from the grassroots. Okay. See, you got to understand something right quick. Because see, now we're going to get into something a little deeper. Because see, because it's that saying, if you don't understand, learn your history, you're doomed to repeat it.
Right.
These are going back to the days of Nazi Germany. Okay.
We already there. We already there.
Right. Because we in step, because it's 5 steps to Nazi Germany. I'm parroting, the Black Authority. Okay. First, like I said, one of the things that they do, they say what they said. The first step, they say what they contempt about you in private. Right. Then after private, it becomes public. They say it out the street, and then they start to advertise it. And then after they start to advertise, they try to justify it. And then the 5th and the final step is when they're going to go out and take action and just try to do stuff with impunity. Okay.
They already did it with January 6th. That shit wasn't about Trump. That was a white man struggle trying to hold on to white supremacy, because that's why they changing the vote in white schools now.
But you,
we here.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. Understand something. Watch this, though. Watch this. During the times of Nazi Germany, when the Third Reich have taken over Germany, they was putting out all types of narratives about the Jews. Okay, European Jews. Right. Watch this. You act like when they would say stuff publicly demeaning European Jews, you had actual Jews that were like black folks doing today that was co-signing what these people on televisions and newspapers was printing out about European Jews. Oh, it's okay. It's just words. Don't worry about it. That, why are you so worried about it? We should be, they was pretty much trying to downplay it, like black folks are downplaying it then. And guess what wind up having to happen, which is going to wind up having to happen to us for us to wake up. Millions of us, like them back then, because we haven't learned from it, are going to have to be exterminated for us to wake up.
All the time. We got a question up in our comment section. If you're not sponsored by anybody, then you're a free agent. And you can always be yourself and speak freely. Most blacks in higher positions aren't. So they got to fall in line because of that. Yeah, but goddamn, sometimes you got to speak what's right is right and wrong is wrong. Everything ain't about a fucking dollar bill. But us black people, we becoming a stink in real time, yo. We have no representation. We have no economic background. So that's why Joe Rogan still has a fucking platform. Right. We have no help. No, we out of here. Like Charleston White said last week. Yo, in 10 more years, yo, ain't gonna be no more black people. Look what they doing to us.
Well, but that's what I'm saying. You got to understand something, man. And listen, your celebrity class, you might as well forget it. They bought off. They bought off. Forget about it. Don't expect, you might get 1 or 2 out of the 10,000s that's out there that might just buck the system and say, you know what, I'm going to go out on my sword. But I'm telling us as black people, if we're going to sit up here and rely on our celebrity class to fall on the sword for the betterment and the empowerment and the representation of black people, we could forget about it. We have to set the stage, okay? And watch this. We have to be the ones, because it starts with us. Right. We have to look ourselves in the mirror individually, right, and say, listen, if you don't want to represent us, if you say something against us, if you defend this type of white supremacy, we're gonna see. This is the thing. We have to create a punishment mechanism. No, we can't rock with you, because we know at some point in time they're going to be done with you. And let's just be for real with these black celebrities. Once the white folks know that black people don't rock with you no more, white people going to be done with you. Just like that. You know what I'm saying?
They only use us for a demographic. That's it.
Well, you got to understand. They get there. See, you got to understand. The world gets its social cues from black people in America.
And that's why I say we don't know our wealth, man. That's what be killing me, yo. We don't know our wealth. The world idolizes us, but they don't want us. They know we dominant. They just don't want to. We don't voice our opinion, yo. It's like, damn, what's wrong with us, yo? It's like we dominant in everything.
I can tell you, we're afraid of power. We are too afraid of power. Black people in America are afraid of power. We're afraid that, once we get the power, once we know and recognize that type of power, because we want to be too reliant on a system. Right. Okay. Like, I was asked this question the other day. They was like, okay, what if the system breaks down? Like, what would you go from there? Well, I guess what? we have to galvanize each other. We got to find our best and brightest. We still gonna have to, you know what I'm saying, run the power grids. We're still gonna have to, you know what I'm saying, run the sewages and stuff like that. We still gonna have to engineer. We got a lot of us out there that's doing that. But see, we're so reliant on a system, but once we become empowered, we're like, it's like we got that white daddyism. We need white mommy and white daddy to pretty much validate who we are as people. That's our role. Like it's pretty much a low self-esteem that we're projecting onto each other.
Man, we've been oppressed so bad that we don't have no confidence in ourselves to believe in ourselves. So we looking at them when they fucking inferior to us because we built all this. We built this. And in our mind frame, we need, like you said, we need white daddy. He need us.
Bam.
He know if we wake up, these people are dangerous.
Fam, when the Civil War ended and when slavery ended, fam, you had black folks that was kicking and screaming to stay on the plantation.
Exactly. But like Harriet Tubman said when she was in the Underground Railroad, if y'all want to go back, I'm gonna kill you. Yeah. She should have killed all of them that went back on that goddamn plantation, man.
Absolutely. And see, you got to understand, like, that's what's going to, because I mean, you know, I listen to a lot of Charleston White too, and he speaks a lot of truth. It was one podcast where Charleston White was talking about what has to happen for us to wake up, and the brother was speaking truth on that.
100%.
He basically said, like, look, more than half of us have to die.
Exactly.
Half of us have to be exterminated because more than half of us are so reliant. More than half of us are sleepwalking. More than half of us hate each other to the point to where, you know, we have to be just like the Jews in Germany. More than half of them had to be exterminated for them to open, because you have more Jews that actually collaborated with Nazism. You know what I'm saying? And then Hitler and them, as they collaborated, after they were done collaborating, Hitler took those collaborating, put them in up.
Yeah, because you can't trust them. You want to get your own people.
Yeah, like you knew this was gonna happen. Now you get your ass on that train to Auschwitz. You know what I'm saying?
We got the comment section. Somebody said they're scared to lose their spot. Simple as that. But man, what spot is it when you like you just said, you're going along, get along with the bullshit?
Well, because you got to understand something. Again, see, this is why you cannot trust your celebrity class, because outside of their talents, you got to understand something. Their talents validates them as human beings. They can't see themselves doing anything else if they fall. And they can't see themselves being a common man or a common woman. Okay, right. That's why you can't trust. Celebrities are compromised every day. Okay, again, these people. It's like what Avon said to Stringer on the Wire. They seen your ghetto ass coming from miles away. Okay, exactly. They know who the coons are. They know who the bed witches are. They know who can be bought off. They know who can be compromised. And for those who can't be compromised, they're gonna say, "Hey, we got to get them out of here before they even make a name for themselves." Kaepernick just happened to fall through the ranks. He was an exception that slipped through the cracks.
We see, he showed his ass when he got his bag. He ain't care no more.
Right.
He played the game right. That's how you play the game.
Right. So it's only, like even LeBron, as much as I love him and some of the stuff, but LeBron is not going to say things that's going to get LeBron toes the line. Okay.
Right.
Come on, we kidding ourselves when we think of LeBron like it's Malcolm X. LeBron toes the line. LeBron got a whole PR team to say, "Hey, you can get away with saying this, but don't go too far over there."
He damn sure ain't say shit about Joe Rogan. Everybody went quiet on that.
Of course not. LeBron didn't say shit about Tamir Rice.
Yeah, in his own backyard.
So again, because you know why? Because the Cleveland Police Department and the police department was the security on his Bath Township home. Okay, why would he say anything about the police? Okay.
They know all his secrets. They know
everything. Yeah, about his mama. You know what I'm saying? Everything. So again, he's been compromised.
Exactly.
So this is why Malcolm X, when he said it, it's funny y'all bring us Lena Horne and Dick Gregory and try to say these are our leaders. But celebrities are not our leaders.
But I'm gonna go back on what you said a couple of minutes ago about the system and the five rules. Yo, Trump showed us the system is fake. He showed us this. He showed everybody that all this shit is fake. Look, we can shit on him. I don't normally agree with his ideology on some of the racist shit he did, but he gave poor people money. He made the rich richer. He showed everybody the system is phony. Look at what's going on. Even though he was a crook, everybody had money in their pocket, and everybody was prospering in the middle of a fucking pandemic.
Well,
he showed the fake.
Well, you gotta understand, man. Trump to me was like the Heath Ledger's version of the Joker. See, because you gotta understand something. He don't come from your political. He wasn't, the Bush family. The Bush family is from the DuPonts. Those are DuPont. Kennedys. He wasn't a Clinton. He wasn't like born into politics. Okay, right. He got his own money. You gotta people don't understand this. People don't really know this. Trump, his wealth got started from owning whorehouses before they got into real estate. Okay, they used to own whorehouses. So his money was kind of like, okay, he came from the dirt. Okay, right. And he's been like, again, you got to think about it. When his daddy passed away, left him the little wealth that he inheritance. Yeah, Trump really wasn't no real estate mogul. All he used to do was just put his name on construction sites and make his money right there. But in the meantime, he was spending his time banging Miss Universe and banging Mr. America and hanging out with Hugh Hefner, banging Playboy Playmates.
Hey man, he the biggest con man around. He played the game. Trump showing everybody how to play the game.
So you got to understand. So watch this. So he's been trying this whole time to do business with that wealthy business class, but they wouldn't let him in for some reason. They wouldn't let him in. They blocked him out. Nah, you ain't dealing with you because your money comes from this. You ain't one of us. Right. Okay. Then when he tried to get ownership, see, I'm gonna give you the history of this cat. Because remember, he was part owner of USFL, New Jersey Generals. Okay. And when his main thing, because you got to think, he was trying to bankrupt the NFL. Okay. But the NFL owners was still a part of that wealthy business class that wouldn't let him in.
Yeah, the 1%.
The 1%. So when the USFL fell, he always had a bone to pick. Then he tried to buy the ownership again when he tried to purchase the Buffalo Bills. Froze him out of that. So when he became president, all them owners and all the wealthy business interests was like, oh shit.
He made them bow down.
And then he used Kaepernick to rally that base. He was killing two birds with one stone.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know what? He was just pretty much like, you know what? I'm going to let this motherfucker burn.
Dude, damn, you nailed that shit because the ratings was at an all-time low. The attendance was down. God damn, Trump was smart ass dude.
Right, he was the, you remember when Alfred was explaining the, what it was Mike, Bruce Wayne about the Joker.
Right.
He was like, listen, he's already rich. He don't care about money. He can't buy him off. You can't see this, but see, we can learn, as black people, and I hate to say it, we can learn something from a guy like Trumpism because you can't be compromised.
Yeah,
you got principles. You want to burn this motherfucker. You want to collapse it. You want to bring it down. You ain't got a price. You just had enough of this shit. You trying to bring it down. See, they couldn't buy Trump off.
Right.
He wanted to see it burn, and he had a big base behind him, a backing.
And it's always everything I say, ain't nothing more dangerous than a vengeful white man, because the history of time and shoulders is from the Roman Empire to now. They will burn all this shit down to prove they right.
He don't have a price. And so when Bruce Wayne looked at Alfred, he's like, so what do you do? He's like, so what's the thing about it? He's like, some people just want to watch the world burn.
All the time.
You can't buy him off. You can't give him diamonds. You can't give him rubies. It's nothing that he wants that will satisfy him. He just want to burn it. So, and then, like I said, he was vengeful. Okay. He was, 74 years old.
Right.
He like, look, I'm gonna be dead in about 20 years. Okay.
He ain't worried about paying his loans off. He ain't worried about jail. What's the worst you can do to him? He been calling us an all-time high being the president, but no political background.
Right. So if you can't be bought off, and the only thing that you trying to push is your agenda. You see, your agenda is your motivating tool. And so you got to think. See, and the people, his base. It wasn't about Trump with his base. See, you gotta understand. We gotta understand something as black people. And see, this type of level with the type of shit we gotta be on. Because if you look at Trump's base,
right,
that whole MAGA crowd, they can give a damn about Trump. Okay,
right. Because everything stands for.
The Make America Great Again was the message for them
All the time.
Trump
That's why I say he's a real life Archie Bunker.
Yeah,
he pandered to the Rust Belt and the Southerners.
Trump pretty much was just a conveyor of their message.
Exactly. Everything they say behind closed doors, he said on the biggest stage in the world, the presidency campaign. He talked the shit they say behind closed doors.
Right. So, and guess what? Trump's base told Trump, and if you go off message and if you get compromised, we off with your head. Okay.
But hear me out. You got some dudes that want to be around that. Just like I keep saying, you cannot be friends with them people, yo. They is our common enemy, and it's 74 million of them because they voted for him. They got the ideology of that. So why is he trying to fuck with these people?
Well, again, so that's what I'm saying.
And the bad thing about, like I keep telling everybody, I live in between Baltimore and DC. Ain't no more dangerous than a liberal white boy. He'll smoke some weed with you. He'll drink with you. He'll sit down and try to understand your struggle. But at the same time, he plotting on you. That's why I try not to even deal with them people, yo.
And that's what Malcolm X was talking about when he was talking about the difference between conservatism and liberals.
Right.
Liberals like the wolf and the fox. Well, the liberals, what Malcolm X explained, are the foxes. Because you got to understand, a fox will live in a hen house up to a year before it kills the hens and everybody in that coop. Okay. Right. So in the hen house, so you got to think about it. But what would that fox do? The fox will even play with the prey. The fox will, eat with the prey, sleep with the prey. And then when the fox feels ready in need, and when that prey is pretty much let its guard down, then it's coming in. See, we got to understand the difference between liberals and conservatives. See, the methods are different. Like Malcolm X said, the methods are different, but the mannerisms are the same.
They're all the same. White supremacy.
You know what I'm saying? Yes, at least the conservatives are gonna let us know. Hey, they growling at us. Hey, we don't want nothing to do.
It's like this. I read somewhere, and it was 100% true. A white boy can be cool with you till you face some adversity, or a black man do something to you. He'll be cool with you, but since a little bit of adversity come, here go watch Fox News on your ass and be a goddamn Republican because a nigga did something to me. Like, no, man, it shouldn't be like that. You're supposed to be one way.
It's like that old saying, adversity introduces a man to himself.
Oh, the goddamn, that's why I try to stay away from him. Man, it's a little chick I know dating him. I'm like, yo, you know what they're about. He gonna treat you worse than the black man. He just gonna take his time. He gonna bullshit you. He gonna wind it down you. 9 times out of 10, he ain't got no money. Both of y'all got student loans. So what money do he got? It may look good on the outside, but man, he worse than the black man because he's gonna treat you even worse. Damn, she ain't go do the same shit, even worse having a baby by the boy. I say, okay, I try to tell you.
Well, I look at it like this, man. I tell him like this, look, you gotta, it's like, and I quote Neely Fuller, when he, in that regards to that, like, hey, to each his own. If you find that genuine love that just happened to not look like you, if it's genuine, so be it.
Right? But see, it's acceptable for the white boy to treat you. It's acceptable for him to do it, but you won't give a nigga a chance to treat you like that. Well, come on.
Well, she's telling herself that maybe if I try something different, that they all in their head that black men are just dogs. Okay.
Oh, they got that time.
White boys are dogs too. Men is just dogs, okay? Right. But then you guess what? The word dog has no color barrier, just like the word bitch is shanky hoe ain't got no color barrier. Okay?
Yo, our brothers get a bad rap for it. It's like, yo, just because you see one black man doing something, we all ain't like that.
That's because, you know what, when I see stuff like that, when I see a black woman that sit up here and say, well, I'm going to date me a white boy because black men treat women like this. See, what she's doing is projecting her daddy issues. she's projecting the contempt for her father or her brothers or whatever male role model she had in her life. Just like when the brother sit up here and say, well, I'm gonna date a white woman because black women do me like this. Only thing he's doing is projecting his mommy issues, and he have contempt for whatever woman, female role model in his life. And like I said, man, if you love that woman or if you love that dude, despite their skin color, you know what I'm saying, rock out with it. Because let me tell you something, where the good karma is going to come with that in the end. Because see, eventually, that white boy and that white girl don't eventually find out if they didn't find out at the beginning of the relationship. If you going out with me because you got contempt for your own kind, you just using me, you know what I'm saying, as a guinea pig. You just using me.
And the boy treated like shit.
Right. Because the white boy knew. He knew you was using me from jump. You using me to get at your black brothers.
Exactly.
So I'm gonna play you worse.
It's that insecurity shit. Like I see it every day on the campus of Johns Hopkins, man. Mm-hmm. These white boys are going after insecure black women,
of course,
insecure Asian women in between 25 and 30. They know it's acceptable. They're at a certain age. The way they're desperate and they can't find no black men on their level because in their mind, black man, he ain't on my level. That's how they play the game with.
Well, let's look at it like this too, man. Let's disperse the 500-pound elephant in the room, okay? See, a lot of these white guys and a lot of white women, see, they have a bucket list. See, you got to think, just like the white woman got it before they marry their white husband, they got to have a black dude that they got to sleep with. They got to have a black experience. Just like the white boys. The white boys got to have it on their bucket list that said I had, because what they call it, gutter sex, okay? I slept with a black chick. Bill Gates.
I never heard that one.
Oh yeah, yes, it's very prevalent amongst white society. They have a bucket list, even the dudes as well. They gotta sleep with a black one. Bill Gates slept with a black girl.
But yeah, because I was telling my mother and sister yesterday. I say, look, man, I see it all the time on this campus, and I'm like, you know what? You gotta look at it too, man. In 2044, the white boy about to be a minority. He's trying to spread his ideology to all these insecure girls, but he know he can't mess with anyone. They on his level on the college campus. So it's always gonna be some kind of prejudice. So why not make a mixed baby and have them fucked up with my white supremacist ideology? Because I know he is gonna be always light skinned and dark skinned.
Well, you know, the thing is, and if you go back to slavery, I fucked my homeboy up with this fact because he went to Wilberforce University. And I told him that Wilberforce University was founded by a slave master, so all the Southern slave masters sent their mulatto children to go learn. And the reason why they sent them to Wilberforce, they got them educated so they can come back and be overseers of their plantation. And in most cases during slavery, your mulatto children were actually way worse than the slave master. He treated the field Negroes and the house slaves, he was so much contempt. They used to have to go to the slave master daddy and say, hey, can you calm your half-witted son down? He's terrible. And because he was already born with that identity crisis, damn it, I was almost full white, thanks to my nigga mama. and he had contempt for black people because of that. Because damn it, I was almost white.
Man, I got in a badass argument with a chick on Twitter because, it was a conversation. One dude, he mixed, right? And we were talking about the Joe Rogan situation. Well, he was saying, he my complexion. He just got a little curly hair with locks. He was like, man, I don't identify as black. I identify as biracial because I love my white side like I love my black side. So never a mixed dude. He same complexion as me. He said, man, you need to wake up, man. Your white family ain't going to accept you. He said, man, I'm going through it now. They're not going to accept me. They look at me as a black man. But this fool, the dude with the dreadlocks is like, but I still love him. I said, yo, you can't go back and forth with him. He gotta have his reality check, yo. Everybody gets that reality check. So this girl from Philly, like, well, his black side ain't gonna accept him because I'm look at me, I'm light skinned and mixed. My family don't accept me. But I was like, look, we don't care how light you are. In my eyes, you black. Mm-hmm. Look how you dress. I was like, girl, you got on a 76 jersey, you got a big ass tattoo on your thigh, and you got your hair in Michael Mini braids. You black. Right. No matter how you try to disguise it, it's like I'm going through it now with my mixed family. It's like, yo, y'all want to identify with your Asian side because they got money, but when shit real, you come to the struggle with your black side. You stay with your black side when shit go wrong. So you all what your struggle is. That's what you are.
You want to switch when it's convenient.
Exactly. Okay. That's why I always say, man, you can't make a mixed person choose a family, but you are what you are. What your license said. Your license said y'all black, so you black.
Well, because it's like it's what I alluded to earlier. It's called that identity crisis. Okay, and because I'm going through I ain't gonna say I'm going through the same thing, because like I got my father's side of the family from Pennsylvania,
right?
Mixed race, like, and I love them. They're my cousins. I love them. I love their white mamas. I love their white mamas. My white cousins. I love them.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? But I had one cousin. You know, I'm shouting out my cousin Jermaine Jordan. He said something to me that was very, very real a long ass time ago. I was like, damn. He said some real shit. But he identified, he loved his white mama, and I love his white mama, but he pretty much identifies as himself as a black man. Now he married a white woman, which, like I said, I ain't got no problem.
That's in his DNA though. It's in his DNA.
But watch, let me tell you what he said to me that was real. He said, yo, cuz, I went to a NWA concert. He was like, it was NWA and Public Enemy, right? I said, yeah, because he was like, yo, I'm in the front row, fuck the police, fight the power all with NWA Public Enemy. And he was like, but then what fucked me up, I came home to my white mama, and my white mama asked me how was the concert. I said, yo, I was like, shit. He was like, it went from the system, these white guys watch these white folk, woody, woo. He up there shouting, he feeling the moment. Then when he go home, his mother just sitting there with just loving him, baby, honey, baby, how was the concert?
But see, that's real though, because he got a white mama, but everything he say he identified with on that goddamn stage is a black man.
Right. Anybody identifies himself as a black man. And but now watch this though. Here's the trick to it. This is what I would have said to the people that you're debating with. We didn't come up with the one drop rule.
Right.
The white folks came up with that one drop rule, said if you got a drop of black blood in you, you know what I'm saying, that you black, okay? They identify you as black. Because watch this now. You know, remember with that whole Anglo full white rule, they didn't consider the Irish full white or the Italians full white, not until the 1930s. Okay, they called the Irish. Huh?
But it's always something. It's like this. It's something in the white community. They don't want to touch. It's two different sets of white people. You got the Scandinavians, you got the Polish, you got the Germans, and you got the Austrians. They pure alien, and you got the Jew and the Italian. They got mixed blood in them with the blacks.
Mm-hmm.
They don't consider them pure white.
If they figure like if you ain't from England, you know what I'm saying? If you ain't pure Anglo-Saxon, you know what I'm saying? Now Hitler and the Third Reich started that full-blooded Aryan, like where your nose got to be perpendicular to your forehead and your eye color and stuff like that. Like, but even before Hitler, you had to be full white Anglo. Remember, and up until the 1930s, Italians were ostracized.
Exactly.
Jews, the white European Jews, they called the Irish the niggas of the earth.
Exactly.
So we didn't make up these rules, okay?
But you see how all of them came together and they identified them as one. Now, why come the Black American, the Nigerian, the Ethiopian, and the goddamn Nigerian get together and we all be black?
Well, because you got to understand. See, watch this. Now, see, this is the trick these white supremacists play, and they know too. If you look at a majority, some of these people that's defending Joe Rogan, they come from parts of the diaspora. They from Nigeria. They are from the UFC. That's from parts of Africa.
That hand bone.
And yeah, so they know that these people over in the diaspora have contempt for Black Americans. Okay, right. Where they call us Akata. They say when they come over in this country, they had a talk with their parents. Don't you hang out with us Black Americans? They baby mamas and criminals. I
seen it. I went through it last summer, y'all. Went to an Ethiopian club. Girlfriend, little chick I was trying to talk to. She was like, "Don't talk to him. He a Black American." I'm like, "Yo, we the same fucking shade."
No.
I seen it firsthand. I ain't gonna say the club name down on 8th Street, but I was like, "Damn,
family.
Don't do that."
Family. I'm telling you, like, and I'm not, let me start off by saying this. I don't mean all my black brothers and sisters in the diaspora. I'm not saying all y'all individually. However, I'm saying as a group, because individually, you got some that's cool, that's riders, okay?
Right.
But as a group, you got them jokers that would listen. I'm telling you, if Joe Rogan or any white supremacist will say, I hate niggas, you know what
they're going along with it. They're going along with it.
Yeah, you know why they go wrong? Because they would consider themselves, oh, I'm not a nigga. I'm
right.
not. I'm Congolese. You know, they don't.
We all in there was the same shade. I swear to God, they just had a little kinky in the mouth. I was like, damn. She's like, don't nothing you black American. I'm like, yo, it's crazy, yo. You can put all of us. We all the same shade. We all going to do the same shit. What is wrong with y'all?
You got to understand, cause it's contempt on the end. Because I'm gonna tell you as a group. Because I'm gonna tell you something, man. They fucked up themselves worse than us. Because you got to understand something. Them Africans over there, don't get it twisted. It ain't kumbaya over there in that continent.
Oh, no. It's not a tribal infighting over there.
It's that tribalism.
Right.
Oh, yeah, well, wait a minute. Y'all brothers from Nigeria, why don't y'all get a no, he's from there. Switch tribe. I am to the tribe. My people are better than him. I'm like, but ain't y'all from the same country in Africa? And no, he's from southern Nigeria. I'm from northern Nigeria. I'm from this particular tribe. He's from that particular tribe.
And the bad thing about none of that shit mean in there because the Chinese boy going over there making bad deals with them, robbing them blind on their own fucking land and continent. That's
exactly.
How stupid we is.
Exactly.
We're stupid in both two continents.
Right. But that's the thing. Like how they bang over here with Crip and Blood, they bang over there with tribes. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Don't and listen. They try to come over here and act like, oh, they was just that Princess Amunda and shit like that. Like it was just all peace and love. Man, get that shit out of here.
See what it is? The undesirables come over here because they can't take the shit back home. That's what it is.
Well, but see, here's the thing. And see, this is why I get in their ass at. See, while you sitting up here trying to come over here and bring your ass over here and try to show this contempt for us, if it wasn't for Black Americans, your motherfucking asses wouldn't be over here enjoying the fruits of the foundation that our ancestors has fought. Because if it wasn't y'all bitch ass motherfuckers, and not all y'all bitch ass motherfuckers that think like that, if it wasn't for the 14th and the 15th Amendment that Black people fought on the grassroots to get y'all asses over here, it was people like Dr. King that went to the Kennedy administration to get motherfuckers from Africa, to African students to fly over here and get residency in America to enjoy some of it. No, see what happened? We set the table. We cooked the barbecue. These motherfuckers can't even have the nerve enough to bring paper plates, and they can sit up here, eat off our table, and then gonna have to turn around and have contempt for us. Yeah, so I mean, but see, if you look at it in the grander scheme of things, psychologically, it's a jealousy thing. Because watch this. Here's the psychological part. We're still here.
Right.
We've been over here for half of a millennium. Okay.
And dealing with all kind of bullshit, and he still can't kill us.
Right. Where we fleeing to?
Nowhere. We ain't got no representation. We ain't got nowhere to run.
Right. You mean to tell me out of all these sovereign parts of the world that has freedoms like Japan, Canada, all these places, why we ain't fleeing? Why we still standing here 10 toes and fighting the same system? And see, no, why you fleeing over here? No, you can't say, oh, it's the government. No, we fighting the government, oppressor government over here too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
in they mind, they coming over here to something grander, but yo, at the end of the day, you part of this struggle too. You chose this struggle now.
Oh, they know better. They know better. And see, here's the thing. See, and then when they first came over here, they wouldn't stand amongst them white folks. They stand amongst us
all the time.
You know what I'm saying? So again, but they come over here and play this game, and see the white folks and the very white people, the racist white people, what they would do is, because it's like that on my job. They will put some of these Nigerians or these other Black folks from the Caribbean that don't think like us, and see to the untrained eye, it would look like, well, we got a Black supervisor. Well, no, where he's from the Congo. Well, no, she's from Trinidad.
Right,
Okay,
right, right.
that's not a Black American. I know what you're doing because you
Right.
know this person from the Congo, just like this chick over here from Trinidad, don't share our experience.
It's the same goddamn thing they doing with the Supreme Court. They getting all these fucking black women. You can get all these black women you want, but if they half of them married to a white man, so how the fuck can you speak for black people?
Right.
You ain't part of our struggle if you got a white man.
That's the game they play.
All the motherfucking time it's a charade. I'm
Right.
gonna put this nigga in here just for a little bit of representation, but you can't do it with a white husband. You can't.
It's a sleight of hand trick. It's a sleight of hand card trick. So if you look at, like let me bring a black face from another place, okay, to try to, and then let me bring a black face from another place that I have no relation to this place.
All the goddamn time. But my thing is, it's like this. Some of these women will push the feminine agenda more than the black agenda. It's like, yo, we the forgotten people, yo. It's like, damn.
Well, because you got to understand something, man. You know, white supremacy has many, many tentacles, man. You know what I'm saying? Feminism is one of them. Okay.
Right.
Like, why we pretending that feminists are not white supremacists, okay? And it's not a faction of white supremacy, okay? Like, you got to understand, during the first wave of feminism with Susan B. Anthony, when she went to Frederick Douglass talking about, you know, you would not get your freedoms until the white woman get hers first. And what Frederick Douglass turned around and told her, he was like, listen, my freedom of my people has nothing to do with the situation you got with your man.
And that's why a black woman shouldn't be pushing that issue. A black man ain't in position to have you in the background because you're more prevalent than the black man right now. You know how many niggas getting their ass whipped from all sides right now?
Well, listen, when you hear a black woman say she's a black feminist, that's an oxymoron.
Exactly.
Because wait a minute, because I'm gonna tell you why it's an oxymoron. Because black people that's living in a system of oppression and white supremacy, where's the black patriarchy? How is it a black patriarchy when the black race? Show me a black male patriarchy amongst oppressed people. So what are you fighting? You know what I'm saying? You basically just fighting for a position on the slave ship.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So when you hear
in front of the line,
right. So when you hear a black woman talking about I'm a black feminist, guess what? She's baffled, dazed, and confused. Okay, and she's pretty much collateral damage in this fight. She's here because she's a part of that. See, a black feminist is a part of that second wave of feminism that came and it was ushered in by Gloria Steinem, who was a CIA agent. Okay, when that second wave of feminism came during the civil rights movement, to where they were going to these wives of these civil rights husbands and like, wait a minute, or they was going to the Black Panthers like, well, how are these black male patriarchy in the Black Panther Party? They was trying to cause division doing and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's where Gloria Steinem came in, and that was the birth of these silly ass women that call themselves black feminists. You know what I'm saying? So when you hear a black feminist, a black woman talking about she's a black feminist, she is here specifically to stir the conversation in another direction, pretty much off the cliff.
Right. But see, it's like with us, yo, our struggle always takes a U-turn to some bullshit. God damn, it's like you just say, I be preaching that shit all the time. Malcolm X was that one, yo.
Yeah. 60
years later, we ain't had no representation since. It's like, we can't get a group together. Well, I mean, god damn, yo, it's like.
No, but see, you got to understand this though, fam. You got to understand this. Watch this. Here's the trick. Here's the simple solution. We don't need no one figure. We don't need one group. It's all of us. Because watch this. Show me the one Chinese person or the one Chinese group that represent Chinese people.
When they got that goddamn law passed, China don't mess with the Japan, the Koreans don't mess with the Thailands. They all came together as a group. It's just like I just said about the Nigerians, the Ghanaians, and the Cameroons. Why can't we all get together for a common cause for the black people in America, yo?
Well, because everybody, because amongst us, everybody, because watch this, because you gotta understand this, man. As black people, we have to have pretty much a think tank. Okay,
Right.
You got to understand something. Intelligent people don't roll in large groups. You got to understand. See, intelligent people pretty much eschew from big groups. They get it popping with a small number of people, because if we was just to have one big group and we got to discuss where we got to go as a people, man, you know what? It will be an open forum, and every old young nigga will be sitting up here talking, and the conversation will be going. You'll have some damn some old crazy chick reciting poetry, talking about flowers and mental health. Like, the hell are you talking about? We're talking about what we got to do to empower our people, and and go in this direction. No, they want to take
how all of them came together with that economic base. Like, we ain't taking this shit. Yo, you have Republican agents and Democratic agents come together for a common cause, and we can't come together for shit. We can't come together for voting rights, man.
Listen,
come on.
I say, fam, the extermination, like Charleston White said, it has to happen for us to wake up and realize that this shit is real. Like, it ain't.
It's beyond real, because a goddamn pit bull and the bald eagle got more protection and representation than a nigga.
Well, guess what?
Shoot a dog and kill that eagle and see what the fuck happened to. But you can kill a nigga, walk away with it, and live profitably. Yo, it's unbelievable.
2/3 got to go, family. 2/3 got to go. Hey, listen, I hate to say it, but a lot of them got to go on that train. They go in that gas chamber. A lot of them got to take that bullet.
But we is dying at an all-time rate, yo. It ain't number 555,000, 600,000 people here in Baltimore. 300 black between 18 to 40 people are dying a year. 300.
Well, look at this, fam. As mythological as it probably sound, I mean, I don't know if it's documented. If it's documented true, some people debunk it. But guess what? How many did the Spartans only need? They only needed 300.
But man, it's like right now. Yesterday, my little sister, she a school teacher. Yo, she had 2 students go missing within 15 minutes. Ain't nobody doing nothing yet. 2 students, and they from the same neighborhood. That's not a ring. That's not a rare occurrence that 2 kids between 6 and 10 go missing in their own neighborhood. And ain't nobody black saying nothing in Baltimore City.
You know why? Because the same thing goes on in Cleveland. Same thing goes on in Charlotte. Guess what happened? What happens? Where's Miss Adams? Where's Miss Maberly? They used to sit on the porch. They used to clean the peas. They used to knit. Looking at everybody.
In the neighborhood.
Yeah, looking at, look, where's that old elder used to sit on the porch? They used to look at everybody like, nah, hey, you don't supposed to be down this far. You better go on back down that street. These street lights on. Remember that? Remember those days?
The thing is, yo, these kids, one kid went missing at 6 o'clock. The other kid went missing at 6:15. That's all in the same fucking neighborhood. Ain't nobody see these babies go missing.
Fam, how many babies went missing when we grew up?
None.
Exactly. Because remember what I told you. Number one, we either had men that was out, that was either out chilling after they got off work, they talking with the other men that was, as neighbors, how was they day at work, what they type of situation going on their job, or if they was at work. Again, Miss Adams, Miss Maberly, Miss White, she was sitting on the porch. Okay, she was pretty much the neighborhood watchdog. Okay. And I know what you get to, because I'm gonna get to that in a minute. I know where it leads to, but what? Here's the thing. I'm gonna tell you what happened and why these kids go up missing like this. See, with these kids out here running wild, these fathers not being in the home, and guess what? Miss Maberly go knock on your door and say, "Hey, I seen your little boy up there running up the street. He into this," and then guess what that parent gonna do? She gonna cuss Miss Maberly out. Mind your motherfucking business. See, that's what happened. And you know what Miss Maberly done after a while? Well, you know what? Well, fuck you then, because I'm sitting up here trying to care for you and yours. Well, I'm just gonna take my ass in the house.
Yo, they really did the number on us. There's no camaraderie no more.
No.
Yo, I can walk past the dude and say, "What's up?" He'll keep walking. I'm like, God damn, Nick, what you so angry for?
Man,
listen, I'm going through the same shit you going through.
Listen. I had a situation like that on the job yesterday. It's just funny you brought that up. Listen, it's this young brother, dude and I don't know if he got going through if he got a short man complex. Like, And I'm gonna tell you something. Now I knew I came a long way with my age, man.
Right.
44 years old. Like, normally I see this young brother. I'm like, hey, how you doing, brother? How you doing, big dog? I call him big dog. You know what I'm saying? Now, he ain't but like 5'3".
Okay.
I'm like, big dog, what's up with you? You know? So hey, how you doing, man? But I seen him talking to a supervisor. He was talking about what kind of, man, I know I gotta control my anger. I'm thinking like, okay, man, maybe he had something going on. But yesterday,
right,
I'm walking past him. I seen the dude in front of him. Now, me being 6'5", him being 5'3", I kind of like reached over him and gave a man that was in front of him a fist bump.
Right.
The dude kind of did one of them numbers. I'm like, okay.
In his mind, you big man.
I big man. Yeah. I big man. Now, if this was 10 years ago, I would have, hey, hold on. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, I know what that's about. He a little angry little nigga.
Yeah.
He a little angry little dude. And I dapped him. And then I kind of looked at him. I said, I'm like, I ain't bothered with you. I'm like, what's up, dog? Still bothering him up.
Right.
But I could still tell it bothered him. But I knew it wasn't, because I'm gonna tell you why I'm not gonna apologize to him, because I know that little dude got anger issues.
Right.
It's outside of me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like what you said you went through. But it's just like us as people, man, we got our own barriers that we got to tackle. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like my issues ain't got nothing to do with you.
See, he took it the wrong way. It's like even when you come in peace, you wrong. God damn.
Right. Like he got mad because I reached over him.
Right.
Man in front I'm like, oh, come on, man. Brother, I ain't going here with you, man. Look, you can have that, man.
Right. Whatever the fuck you going through, just get away from me, man. God damn.
Yeah, go ahead, little dude, because I seen you talking to your supervisor last week about some issue you was having, like you was holding your head doing this, how you can't hold it together. Dude, don't invite me into your little messed up.
And honestly, that's why he fucked up, man, because you don't tell the supervisor what the fuck you going to do at home. You keep that to yourself. You keep damn fool.
You don't bring it to work. Like you
got goddamn time.
But you know what? I let him have that because look, what he going through, I'm just saying, look, man, I hope you tackle that, man, because they ain't got nothing to do with me. If anything, I didn't mean no harm in it, and every time I talk to you, it's in good faith. Now, when I see him on Monday, I'm still gonna say, how you doing, big dog? I'm gonna play it off like it didn't happen.
Right. Hey, shit, he balling up the wrong goddamn tree, nigga. He like 12 inches tall.
I'm his boss.
Right.
I can have him written up, but I'm not that type of dude. Look, man, hey, look, man, you here to get your money. I'm not here to mess up your money, little brother. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like if I wanted to, I could have flexed all kind of authority and said he showed me some hostility and he put his hands. But I'm like, look, man, look, I don't know what you got going on.
Right.
But you here to get your money like I'm getting my money. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, little brother, whatever you got bothering you, look, man, just know it ain't with me. I ain't about to go there with you.
It's a prime example of us ain't gonna never. We in our own way, yo. God damn. Man,
put it like this, man. It's like you said, man. You speaking 100% facts. It's like we kind of like had this disdain for each other, this hatred. I give you a prime example. Like growing up in Cleveland, man, you could probably attest to it because I'm pretty sure it goes on in Baltimore. You could own a business in Cleveland, open up a business in the hood. Guess what you gonna have? You gonna have either a nigga that's just gonna hang around and count your pockets, that's gonna hang around your stove, you know what I'm saying, and pretty much count all with, hell, you made this today. And watch this. Oh, this one gets worse. You can sell the nigga something. Sell him something. He'll buy something from you. Instead of him or her focusing on the goods and services that they paid for, they would sit there and say, damn, I just put X and X amount of dollars in your pocket.
Now you own something.
Yeah, like
our mentality, yo.
Man, and let me tell you this. This is the third, I'm gonna leave this. This is the one that cracks me up. Man, when it comes to getting a hookup from your black business, it's all of a sudden Ray and Keisha become the best goddamn accountant you can ever meet in your life. It's like these niggas might as well be giving accounting and financing at University of Harvard or the Wharton Business School. You know what I'm saying?
But the bad thing about it, they'll go up the street to the Asian man or the Arab guy and get bad customer service and get treated like shit and love them.
Won't spend with Nipsey and get a $30 shirt, but you want to buy a $100 shirt from Gucci.
It don't make no goddamn sense.
But you want to go to the Marathon store and tell Nipsey what he got on his inventory, what he made. Like, well, see, what you making 150% profit margin because you got 75% inventory in the back. See, all of a sudden, he and she become accountants. Like, we'll keep her feet down from her sister.
And he's the same motherfucker that can't even balance their checkbook and finances. You know, these is oppressed mentally, physically, yo. It's crazy.
Amazing. It's like, damn. I'm like, you want to be my accountant? Shit, you come down here and run my books for me.
You don't know?
You bought this nail polish for such and such from the Office Depot, and you paid this and this and much for these paper clips, and you selling it for this. I'm like, whoa.
Speaking of that shit, we got the nigga on the page, right? I tried to get everybody to go together on a trip to DR. Man, nigga try to shoot some shit at me. Man, certain niggas on this page talking about they were trying to go on trips for years. I'm like, yo, you don't know my financial situation. I ain't gonna let you know what's going on. I'm trying to get everybody on this page together to go on the honest man trying to go on the trip. This is DR, but he trying to count my pockets. I'm like, yo, you don't know what I do for a living, yo. You don't know who I know, and you don't know who's supporting me. Cut that shit out, because you do certain shit and put it on social media. I'm not gonna do no shit like that. You don't know where I go at, you know?
It's like, man, it's like when you got a guy like that, just be like, well, look, you ain't got to put in, you ain't got to go. If you want, it's like, and then I'm gonna tell you what that is. He ain't come up with the idea first.
But man, it was honest. Yo, I swear to God, I ain't got no agenda with this shit. I tell everybody, yo, I ain't trying to get really paid. I ain't trying to get paid off this shit. I just want the next black man to hop on here and talk. Y'all talk. It's like, yo, what the platform is for? You never see me doing this shit by myself. I bring a black man with me.
I ain't come up with that idea first. That's what he just told you. No, I ain't come up with that idea first. I ain't like it.
Right.
I ain't come up with the idea first. Like, he probably mad that he didn't come up with the sports page first.
Yo, then the nigga tried to throw shade at me. I'm like, yo, I'm just trying to see what's up with my guys. But the nigga, he a fair podcaster. He had like 10 of them, but 15 different niggas, and you never get no views. I'm just a nigga sitting on the couch talking amongst my friends and any black man that want to talk.
Well, because again, he tried too hard, and it's like you just letting it flow. You know,
right?
He tried too hard to sound like somebody else instead of being himself. And see, that's the main thing in media is to be yourself. Okay?
Right. But we're gonna let y'all know behind the scenes. Did we talk before this camera come on? What did we say? Like 5 words to each other. Actually, the best content behind the scenes.
We just ad-libbing. It's just pretty much, hey, we sitting on the porch, we just conversating. We sitting at the barbershop, we just conversating. No, this ain't pre-scripted. We didn't spend, like, we've been on 1 hour and 8 minutes. Like, we didn't spend, like, we didn't do like corporations would do on Fox Sports 1 or ESPN, have a production meeting for 2 hours and talk about what we're gonna talk about for the upcoming show.
Man, some of these dudes I know, so it's a lot of these dudes are afraid to be wrong. It's sports. You ain't gonna be right all the time. And it's a social issue that need to be addressed because ain't nobody talking what we saying. I've been checking YouTube up and ain't nobody coming from a grown man point of view of trying to get to the bottom of why Joe Rogan's still on.
Right. I mean, that's the thing, man. People, the mass audience want authenticity, man. They relate to, why, again, I say this all the time, and I know it's unpopular, why Rush Limbaugh was so big, because Rush Limbaugh, he spoke, you know what I'm saying? He talked that shit to the people he needed to talk that shit to, that you know what I'm saying, that he spoke their language. It was authentic. It was, Rush Limbaugh was their buddy at the construction site that they worked at. He was their buddy at the lumber yard. He was their buddy that drove the truck with him. That was at the truck stop with him. He's the buddy at the diner. You know what I'm saying? So he talked that shit to him. Like, if you look at Sean Hannity or Tucker the Sucker Carlson. Tucker Carlson is that dude that working at corporate office with him that's talking shit about niggas at the printing machine. Okay?
Exactly.
He's Tucker Carlson's that guy that they secretly, they talk about niggas in secret at the golf course about.
He their hero because he speak their language.
He speak their language. He's them. Okay? So
Trump is this new a white boy Hitler. He that Archie Bunker, man.
Yeah.
He gave him pride. He gave him so much pride. They had when Joe Rogan say nigga, the first thing they say, he can say it because it's his First Amendment right. So hate speech is your First Amendment right, man.
It's just like when Hitler and the Third Reich used to give all them speeches about the Jews, you had all kind of Jew apologists too that apologized for Hitler, that told him because see, you got to understand something. See, they thought the Nazis were a joke. They thought it was a gimmick.
Right.
They thought, oh, don't worry about it. Listen, he don't mean any. He's free to say what he wants. He's not gonna do us any harm. And you had other Jews like, all right, well, I'm going to America. I'm out.
We are now at the point for a Black American. We need to have a Black nationalist group, yo. We need some kind of protection. Oh, we need it.
Listen, fam, I'm gonna be the first to tell you. I'll be the one to tell you, and I'm not trying to brag anything like that. It's like that old saying: the militia starts in the mirror.
Yeah.
And let me be the one to tell you. Lately, they call me, my brothers and they call me Rambo.
Hey, but how can it start in the mirror when there's so many hating niggas out here?
Well,
how can it?
Well, let me put it you like this: enemies come in all shapes, form, and colors. Okay, and let me be the one to tell you when the shit, and I pray it don't, if the shit pops off, I'm going after them to show them that I mean business.
And that's how you command respect, though.
You know what I'm saying? Because as sad as it sounds, and I've been practicing my Second Amendment since for the last 23 years, okay?
Okay.
But listen, as sad as it sounds, and I'm not looking for no trouble, because see, let me just say this. The gun gives you a false sense of security, okay? It's a false sense of security. Just because you have a gun don't mean shit. You still have to be aware of your environment, okay?
And that's why they say only paranoid people carry guns too, because you always think you're in danger when you're not.
And I'm not, and I'm not in danger. Before I go to that, I just gotta, I survey my environment. Okay, exactly. let me get a feeling about this. Nah, okay, if I gotta carry this to go here, then I'm not going there.
Okay. So you're a sensible guy. You're responsible with your firearm.
Right.
A lot of folks out here that they Clint Eastwood, man.
But see, now watch this. Now you can have that thing on you, and let me tell you what happens. A lot of times that people they don't report, that they don't talk about in the media. A joker will run up on you while you ain't looking, snatch that bad boy out, and say, "Yeah, I got that. Now give me your weapon." Right. You know what I'm saying? Now what you gonna do? What's more embarrassing than getting shot with your own gun?
Nothing.
You know what I'm saying? So, but I say this, not to get off the subject. The militia starts with us.
Right.
With us, the protection starts with us. Black people individually, we have to, we got to do a lot of things. We got to stay in shape mentally, physically. Hey, man, it's your right. Man, get you one. You know what I'm saying?
I just said that today to my goddamn grandma. I was like, look, man, y'all living, 83 years old. I said, you done lived a long time. My generation ain't gonna make it to 60. I gotta do something with the high school, and they not even 40 yet, looking 60. I'm like, yo, come on.
Right. They don't take care of themselves, fam. It's like, listen, we got to go back. Watch this. I listen to Kevin Samuels sometimes too. And one thing he said that was so factual, because he was talking to this overweight sister.
Right.
And he said, I want you to do me a favor. She was like, what? She was like, I want you to look at a picture of your great grandmother and you tell me if she was a size 12.
But it's the truth, though. The truth hurt.
Right. She wasn't, they grandmamas wasn't big. Their mamas wasn't big, probably. But a lot of us are big. Or a lot of us are not taking care of ourselves. You know what I'm saying?
But see, in our ideology, we eat because we bored. You're supposed to eat to survive.
Exactly. It's like you supposed to, it's like they're saying, it's like people live to eat, not eat to live.
Exactly. Exactly.
Live, not live to eat. You know what I'm saying? Like, just eat enough. It's like this one big fat dude asked me one time. He's like, man, what can I eat to make me full? I said, you making the first mistake right there. You're not supposed to eat to get full. Okay. Right. You're supposed to just satisfy your hunger. Okay. But see, it's like that education. We don't want to take care of ourselves. And see, that's what I'm saying, to keep ourselves in shape. You know, get means of protection. Because I mean, I ain't trying to drag on, but
no, you Gucci.
All you got to do is just go look at, if your grandfathers or great grandfathers are still alive, go look in their cabinets. I bet you they got some shit in there.
Right. Man, I took a DOT physical last Sunday. The goddamn doctor he kept asking me, man, you physically fit for the age. You don't smoke, you don't drink. You sure you don't smoke or drink? I said, no, man, I'm cool. I said, man, I just went to the doctors and got my blood pressure. Got my blood pressure checked. I don't have high blood. But he was like, that's rare for a black man. Your age? I said, no, nigga, I'm in shape.
You in shape.
Like, damn. He's like, man, you in your late 30s, you ain't got no wrinkles on your face. I say, nigga, I take care of myself, man.
Well,
it was just like he was in awe that you ain't never seen a black man that don't get high, don't drink. I'm like, yo, I'm cool.
Because you got to think about it. Look at the people that he deal with on the daily.
Right.
You came in there, you a rarity. You know what I'm saying? Like, right. It's a joke at my job. He's same age as me, Tavon. He looked 20 years older than me.
God damn.
And I'm older than him by a couple months. Right. He got gray hair, wrinkled, and I'm looking like, but
it's just so scary because it came in my head about how the white doctors would be treating black people. He just kept asking me shit. I'm like, y'all, you done told me this shit 4 or 5 times the same question. I'm like, look, man, get me up out of here, yo. You're not my primary doctor. I'm just here for a DOT physical. Get me the fuck out of here because I don't know what kind of tip you on.
Nah, it just, I mean, but he know, like, this. He put it you like this. He know the stuff that's in our communities. We don't be eating, man. Like, I'm gonna put you like this, man. Like, I don't mind paying premium prices for food because I know it's gonna do me good. Like, I'm looking at my body like a Ferrari. If I'm gonna pull up at the food is the gas station.
Right.
A Ferrari, well, I'm gonna put an 87 grade of gas in here.
You right.
Why I'm gonna go to a damn Balos or some off-brand grocery store that sell kiwi, pineapple, strawberry soda.
Right.
Hey, no, I better pick up some goddamn water, you know what I'm saying? Or, you know what I'm saying? Or some damn, like what I was with you, I just mixed this with some avocado juice.
Man, that's what I was drinking out, some water, man. It's like, I'm on my spring diet, you know. It just spring and summer. I just started eating salads, man. I'm just trying to keep my weight in between 165 and 160, man. I ain't trying to go lower than that.
There you go, because see, that's the main thing too, right there, man. It's like, man, as far as black people, like when you getting war ready, man, you gotta be fit. You gotta be fit, man.
Because I had my little Asian girl over here. She was like, Tama, you ain't got no wrinkles on your face. She was like, I got no wrinkles. I'm like, yo, I can't help this shit. You know, good genes, you know. She was like, y'all black people look so young. I'm like, she's a lot of old looking niggas out here too.
We take, because if you a black person that takes care of themselves, man, like you eating the right foods, you drinking the right water, man. You got to think you ain't eating that fried Popeyes chicken.
I stay away from all that shit, man. I stay away from fried food in general.
That stuff kills you. Like, I can't remember the last time I ate something fried, man.
Oh God, man, I stay away from beef in general.
I don't eat meat, period. You know me.
Okay, see, you're back. See, I'm gonna try. I'm trying to get down to 160, but that shit's so hard. Oh, it's so hard.
Listen. Trust me. I am not one of them vegans that be like, no, you shouldn't eat. Hey, look, man, do you? Like, if meat gonna get you through, I'm gonna put you like this. When I did used to eat meat, I'm gonna tell you the best type of meat you can eat.
Okay.
Bison.
Yeah, I got some of that. Man, I don't think about it, man. A piece of cornbread come through this motherfucker. You know, it ain't meat, but I gotta eat it, you know.
Got that damn Jiffy, you know.
Yeah, boy.
But no, trust me, like we got this place up here called like Big Daddy Burger. And they still, I remember when I used to eat meat, I would get me 2, and them bison burgers were big. I used to get me 2 bison burgers, right?
Right.
Bam, I would eat them and still go work out. Because them bison burgers give you energy.
Okay.
Them bison meat, that's a source of energy.
Right. See, the farce I know is a turkey burger, and that's it. Cause that beef, man, that beef and pork just stay up in your body a little bit too long. It's hard to burn off.
I mean, our teachers, I'm not gonna tell you no, kick the meat, don't eat. If you're ready and you feel,
I ain't gonna lie, I want to try. I want to try. I'm gonna try this something.
Put you like this, like if you try it, don't go cold turkey from the meat. Just don't cut yourself off. Just like you got to do it in increments. Like before you lead yourself up to it, like go go a week with like you go 6 days with just meat.
Okay.
And then the next week, 5 days. The next week, 4 days, 3 days, 2 days, to where you could say, I can completely, not have meat, not be all right. Because because I'm on a week to where I only ate meat one time this week.
Yeah, because I'm trying to go down the DR looking like you right now, boy.
Hey, but no, man, I'm just saying, but this took years though. I mean, but I mean, I just look at it like I'm not one of those judgmental people, but I look at the people that eat fucked up and be like, oh, you ain't taking care of yourself. And but even I don't even approach them unless they ask me for advice.
No, because I be looking at my homeboy, he be eating Cheetos and shit. I'm like, man, stop eating that shit. Ain't no goddamn nigga in the 30s or 40s supposed to be eating that shit, man. Stop.
Listen, you want to say, hey, listen, when I go into work in the morning, it'd be this one cat. He fat as all get out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tell you family, it'd be 5 a.m. This dude would sit here and literally eat a whole soul food plate.
Damn, 5 a.m?
5 a.m, like licking his fingers the whole night. I'm talking about cranberry sauce, stuffing, ham, turkey. I'm like, tater salad.
He ain't gonna make it to 40 if
he already 40. Then look, and it looking like he about to tap out now, always in the hospital. I'm like, well, and I used to try to talk to him about it.
Oh shit.
Hey, he always in the hospital, always. But guess what? I look at it like this, man. And I didn't talk to him about it. He approached me about it, and I told him, and I showed him proof. I said, look, this used to be me 10 years ago. Showing him pictures.
Don't he know if he lose 10 pounds, that makes his body feel so much. I used to tell people, I was walking around here 200 pounds at 5'5", yo. Mm-hmm. I used to be a little bowling ball, man. I said, no, I gotta cut this shit out, man.
Well, because you smart to know when, but see, some people's family need that health scare. Some people like that near-death experience, or some people might get there and not come out of it.
Man, my little ass was walking around here in a triple X shirt. I was like, I look at that shit now, like, yo, this is like a goddamn tablecloth. I was fitting this motherfucker.
I put on a 3X. That shit look like a dress. I'm looking, I'm gonna put you like this. If I was to put on a 3X, I was looking like how y'all used to dress in Baltimore when I was there in like 01.
The long ass t-shirt.
Long ass t-shirt, and then tie one up t-shirt around y'all head. I'm like, I'd be looking like that. Man, that shit was, I ain't gonna say it was stylish. At the same time, that was like, yo, this a B-more thing all the way. Y'all used to wear them, rock them long tees. Yeah. Y'all would take the extra tee and wrap it around the head. I'm like, these niggas in a Taliban big tee.
Hey, that was around what? That was 01, 02. I was doing that dumb ass shit, walking around with the shit around your head, looking like a damn slave and shit.
But you know what? I liked it, but it just went. I was like, man, that's a B-more thing. I ain't knocking it nothing like that. I was like, yeah, that's B-more.
Hey, boy, it's just different up here, yo. It's different. Everybody say we do shit backwards, but that's all we know. Niggas will talk about, yo, why y'all be doing shit like that? I'm like, yo, it's just how we do it.
B-more is his own style, man. Y'all got your own flavor. Because it's like, I say it's unique because it's an East Coast city, but
it's southern.
It's southern, but at the same time, northern. It's like y'all got all the flavors. Because I'm gonna tell you what shocked the shit out of me. Because, mind you, this is like the first time I used to always pass through B-more.
Right.
But when I got there and I was living there as a man, I was shocked the type of music y'all was listening to. I'm like,
that club music.
Listen to Project Pat.
Oh, okay.
3-6 over here. And I'm thinking, and I'm like, I'm talking about y'all listening to all the shit, the 3-6, the Scarface, the Ghetto Boys, as well as the Woo. I'm like, okay, I'll fucks with that.
Baltimore, they call it the gateway to the South, man. That's how it is.
Y'all listen to everything, and that's what it shocked me, because y'all will wear that. Y'all will have like the start as far as the style and dress. Y'all will have like that New York flavor,
right?
But the way y'all ride y'all cars, the type of music y'all listen to, y'all was a mixture of West Coast, South, and Midwest.
But we got our own sound. Once you hit that club music, it's over. You're a Baltimore nigga.
That damn dance music, yeah, that wasn't for me. That I'm like, no.
A lot of local people like, yo, I can't fuck with that club music. I'm like, yo, that shit go in the club though, yo.
That used to fuck me up, because when it be the hardest thugging ass motherfuckers, as soon as that
dancing the ass off.
Hey. There's a killer just a minute ago. He old Chris Partlow looking nigga. He out there just
he'll fuck everybody up on that dance floor, boy. That's one thing about Baltimore, nigga. We can dance.
Yeah. Old big Chris Partlow looking nigga. I'm like, this nigga coming here looking straight like a killer. As soon as that club music come on, he out there leading the charge. I'm like, what?
It's just different, yo. Bad thing about it, they justify Baltimore right underneath our noses, yo. It ain't gonna be Baltimore in 5 years, man.
Man, they gentrifying everything everywhere. Charlotte, if you down here in Charlotte, it's everywhere look the same. It's so bland. It has no more culture here no more.
That's man. What they doing in Baltimore. All the apartment buildings and condos they're building up, man, they all look the same.
They all look the same.
God damn.
It's like no flavor, no culture. They're all Jamba Juices and Smoothie Kings and Starbucks.
Yeah, that's how you know the hood ain't the hood no more. Starbucks in it.
Man, it's this place down here in Charlotte. It's called like the West Side. The worst, like, and it's not a bad neighborhood. It's not a bad neighborhood. It's just like, it's the hood.
Right.
But they gentrified that so bad now. Like you go down that part of Charlotte, man, you see white people 10 at night jogging.
It's one thing about Baltimore. They can't get us black people out the neighborhoods. They building on top of us. Mm-hmm. You can build all you want, but them niggas ain't going nowhere. That's all they know. Even when they giving people eminent domain notices now, but them people ain't. This is all they know.
Right, and you can't. And see, but I'm gonna tell you what they slick about it down here in Charlotte. See, the people that's coming down here that's gentrifying them young yuppie white folks.
Yeah, young hipsters.
But watch this though. See, the black folks ain't going nowhere. But see, them young hipsters think their asses is slick. They getting drugs from them dudes.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, they would get the drugs. And if the nigga don't hook them up, they call the police.
They snitch on.
Yeah. And them be some of the kids I used to work with or teach when I used to work in the school system. I'm like, look, you know that motherfucker snitching on you, right?
Right.
Real I'm like, listen, man, if you shorty or if you ain't hook him up or whatever, or you ain't give him nothing for free, he could be that very one that's gonna call the police on you.
And best believe that police gonna come when you call. Cause it blew my mind a couple of weeks ago. I seen a bunch of investors, little Jewish boys. I said they was in between 24, 26. They was walking through Green Mountain, 28th Street. I'm saying I'm a grown ass man. They walking through this trap. I'm like, they walking around. I'm like, they about to buy everything through this motherfucker.
They buy. Look, they surveying the neighborhood, buying some real estate, but at the same time, they getting high too.
And bad thing about it is it's in a good. It ain't the area ain't good, but it's 5 minutes from John Hopkins walking distance. Mm-hmm. I can put these goddamn international students and rent my house out and double and triple my money for cheaper than what the mortgage is, because the mortgage ain't gonna be no more than $700 around that.
Mm-hmm. But you understand though, like, but when they move in or move over there, the property value is gonna skyrocket
10 times.
It's gonna skyrocket because they got this one lady. It's sad. They got this one older lady that went to this church, up this one street. They gentrified it. They built like $400,000 and $500,000 homes around her home. Her property tax shot through the roof.
Right.
And it's like her value of her home didn't even go up. Really like that. Yeah.
So they tried to push her out.
They priced her out. You know what I'm saying? And her husband built that home.
That's what happened to the lady over here on Baltimore Street, University of Maryland. They busted this lady out of the house. Like, my house paid for. So they said, oh, you ain't gonna move. They built a goddamn 12-story building in her backyard. I'm like, yo, that's fucked up. But see, this lady like, my house paid for. I'm older in life. Why should I move for the little bit of $40,000, $60,000 you're gonna give me? Where can I move at in these day and times, but trying to find another house with that little bit of money. You can't.
Well, but see, let me tell you how slick they are about it. Like what they do. See, if that old person don't want to sell their home, then they gonna go after their next of kin.
Oh yeah, that's coming. That's
you know
coming.
What I'm saying? They gonna pretty much say, hey, you know,
I got 40.
Yeah, I understand when your grandmother, she's this age, and I'm just saying, you know, we're not gonna be around forever. And when she does, you know, and if you're still here, you know, this is my card, and I can make you a substantial offer.
And that's part of the gentrification process too. A lot of these older people are dying off, and their families are suffering. The families can't get together and keep the house for the family member because they fighting who gonna get the damn house instead of keeping it for somebody falling a hard time. You got somewhere to go.
I want to get that quick bag. That's all I look at. Okay, we can sell Big Mama house. Okay, well, the man did offer me, since I am the next of kin. I do own the house. Big Mama left me the house, and then this man over here done offered me $500,000 for it, even though you could have easily got 1.5 for it.
Bad thing about it, that's a house everybody should go to in the hard time. You're gonna give the white man, you're gonna pay that white man that rent every 1st and 15th when you got a fucking house paid for and all you gotta do pay property tax once a year.
But see, we ain't thinking, family. See, if I know this white man gonna give me $500,000 for Big Mama house, okay. If he gonna give me $500,000 for this house,
what is really worth?
Watch this. No. I'm gonna go to the bank, okay, and I'm gonna get a loan on this house, and then I'm gonna fix it up, okay, and then I'm gonna rent that bad boy out.
Exactly. That's how you create generational wealth.
Yeah.
What's wrong with us?
Already paid for. I'm gonna get a loan in this collateral.
I had that shit happen to my family, man. Motherfucking Victorian house right down on Haywood Avenue, man. We were supposed to, somebody in my family member was supposed to die in that house. Man, that goddamn A-Rad boy bought that goddamn house, turned it to a $300,000 home, man. I'm like, come on, doc. The bad thing about it, they let it go for $1,000.
Yep.
You mean to tell me in your crazy ass mind you wouldn't keep that house in your family that your father left for you? Man, crazy.
Listen, like, I remember, like, let me tell you how niggas trick off property. Like, it's in I get the same situation. Like, I'm in Pennsylvania. My father, you know, passed away. He's originally from Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Well, what happened, you know, some land was left, you know, to like 4 sets of like his grandfather's brothers.
Right.
His grandfather's brothers originally from Virginia, and his grandfather's brother and his brothers originally from Virginia. They moved to Pennsylvania. Well, they own like 40 acres. Now, they weren't a part of that whole 40 acres and the mule thing, but they did own 40 acres. Each of us was supposed to have 10 acres.
Right.
Each of this, before the 4 brothers had 10 acres, including my father's grandfather. Well, it was supposed to have been passed down to the 10 acres. I was supposed to, and I'm the next son after my father. I was supposed to have 10 acres.
Right.
But my father used to go, but that shit then got lost well before my father even got it. And my father used to go around them people and always ask them, where's my 10 acres? And them niggas act like they know what he was talking about. And they were surprised, like, get your ass. Because we, like, to them parts, it's the other side of the family that we got in Pennsylvania. Like, we're pretty much the niggas.
Right.
No, we don't deal with them niggas. They from Cleveland and
right.
Yeah, them the hellions. You know what I'm saying?
It's always a different set in the family, which I don't get.
We the hood family. Yeah, we the hood.
Right.
Yeah, because we from the city, and you know what I'm saying. But and then I would look, if I see them motherfuckers again, I'm like, look, my father dead. Where my 10 acres?
Right.
you know,
you go there with the strap up, you the bad guy.
Yeah. To one point, my father, so a fight did happen at a barbecue, and the strap was pulled on my father.
They talking about he talking crazy. No, he was old to him.
He was old to him. Like it was left down from his grandfather, and because you know, and it was supposed to be left to him. So the same shit was supposed to be left to me, but they tricked it off. But that was supposed to be the name of the game. Like you supposed to. And you inherit land and wealth, then you decide what you're gonna do with that land. You know what I'm saying? Wow. And it was 10 acres, and like I said, it ain't large, but shit, you can do something with 10 acres.
But that's how the white boy get their wealth, through inheritances and family heirlooms, man. And it's like we ain't leaving each other with nothing, man.
Right. I mean, again, I'm about to parrot Charleston White. He said something that was so factual and so true. Cause see, we got this mindset, we want to get it from the mud. Okay. A lot of us want to be Will Smith, but a lot of us, why a lot of us don't want to be Carlton Banks? Why don't a lot of us don't want to be inheritors?
All the time, man. And the bad thing about it, our mind frame is, yo, the average black man got to work so hard. We got to work 10 times hard just to get to the entry level of the white boy. So why do you want your kids to go through that?
Right, exactly. Like,
come on.
I would love to see a Black Hilton family, like somebody that.
And like, you see they took them images away from us on TV, though.
Yeah,
you know, they took the hustles and Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. No more.
Yeah, like nobody inspired to be Carlton Banks.
No, that's square in this earth.
Right.
But
right.
How's it square in this earth when you got niggas between 20, 40 cosplaying, taking up an Asian culture, but you don't want to see an influenced black family on TV? What the fuck is wrong with y'all? Y'all want to dress up as cartoon characters?
Well, because they understood like the start of a revolution was a nuclear black family.
Exactly.
Man, woman, child, full family. But see, now they're gonna promote the single motherhood. Or
no. They're gonna promote the lesbian couple with raising a child together. That's the new nuclear family.
Yeah, or that, like, I've been stopped watching Power and like Empire. I've been
They blew me away last week. One of the hardest dudes on there talking about, me and my lover. I can't watch it no more.
Hey, I'm lost.
And it's always a black man.
I lost when Ghost got. I stopped watching when Ghost got killed. And before Ghost got killed, I was kind of like, yeah.
They started questioning my intelligence when Angela went up on the goddamn fire stick and found the fingerprint after the feds went through the whole goddamn room, but the goddamn DA, the lawyer gonna find a fingerprint.
I drifted off when I think, like I said, when Ghost got killed, I was pretty much weaning myself off of it. I pretty much got disinterested when they killed Kanan.
Yeah, because that was crazy.
Like, I just like, okay, Kanan's dead. Kanan was like one of my favorite characters, and I'm like, fuck, I'm watching it for still. And that's when they started kind of like
that homosexual
shoehorning, that agenda. Because if I don't even really think, because I'm gonna tell you something that's, if you look, now watch this. Now I could be wrong. You see, I like to look into certain things. I think 50 wasn't really feeling that. Because one thing, 50's Jamaican. And you know them Jamaicans don't play that gay shit.
50 also a businessman, and that's the crowd that's popping right now.
And I think what he did, as far as like that, okay, 50 said, okay, if you want to write that in, just kill off my character. Right. Because it didn't happen on the first season of him on that. We didn't see no homosexuality. Homosexual action, because you got to understand, in Jamaican culture, they don't play that shit.
Yeah.
And 50 family is Jamaican. 50's Jamaican.
But the bad thing about it, they always pushing them images on us. I never watched a white TV show and see that shit. It's always us.
Because it goes back to what I was saying earlier on the podcast. Remember, the world gets its social cues from Black Americans. If you can get Black Americans to accept it, then the world will later on follow suit.
Now, but it's always, but us is so flamboyant. It's so I'm like, yo, don't nobody care.
They trying to bully us into accepting it.
Exactly. It's a white Wells Fargo commercial that come on YouTube when I'm watching YouTube. You wouldn't know this white boy was gay till they showed his fingernails and he got polish and all kind of silly shit on there. He walking up with the other white boy. I'm like, is they gay? Yeah, they gay. But our shit, we always hate it, hugging and kissing and jumping on nigga back and shit.
My thing, like, and then it's like, my thing is, I don't have nothing against them because they always been around. You always, when we went to church, you knew that cat in the choir was gay. You knew the damn choir director was gay.
Right.
You knew that we had an uncle that was gay. We had him, and then you knew that one dude that ain't played with nothing but girls, and he played with Barbie dolls. You knew that dude was gay.
But just don't force the shit on us.
Right. They trying to force it on us and try to make it like stylish to where it's an it's a fad to where like how we made hip hop and like jazz and rock and roll and all these genres of music that we created that spread it around the world. That's how they want us to do with homosexuality. And we like, look, we know about that. We have it around us. We just not gonna make it our culture.
And that's what they trying to do. That ain't shit.
Yeah.
Man, come on, man.
You're not about to make homosexuality
cool.
You're not about to make that a culture of ours. You're not about to make that like something that we promote. Like you're not gonna make that synonymous with Black culture.
All the goddamn time, that shit ain't nothing but mental illness. They trying to put that shit up on our communities, man. Come on, stop that shit.
And shame us and bully us if we don't, or you're homophobic. The Black community is so homophobic. And guess what? Well, here's my thing. But see, it goes back to what we're talking about. You know why they try to bully us and shame us? Because of the representation part. Now, here's my thing. Now, watch this. Now, you got across the water, across the world, you got countries like Afghanistan, Pakistan, all these, countries in the Middle East, right?
Right.
They have something over there. Whole governments called Sharia law.
Right.
Okay. Whole governments now, meaning, and one of them parts of Sharia law, if you practice homosexuality, it's punishable by death.
Yeah, you out of here.
Okay.
White boy tried to go over there and force his ideology so bad, but they whipped his ass and made him run back home.
And guess what? And they gonna kill Akbar for sleeping with that white boy.
All the goddamn time.
Now watch this. Now where's the LGBT community going over there and yeah, go fuck because old Hawkmel gonna put that strap himself up with that damn bomb and take your ass out. Come over there trying to march in the damn parade, but you don't go fucking with them.
No, because they got representation. That's what it boils down to. We ain't got no. Like I say, yo, we is a endangered species, man. We've been extinct in real time. Yo, like I said earlier, we catching it from every fucking angle. What we doing now? They said I'm quite sure if a certain individual in the personal power see this, they been misogynistic. They being toxic. They being too masculine. No, we just speaking the truth from a Black man point of view.
Listen, let me tell you something, man. All that LGBT shit when it comes to like Black people, again, see, Black LGBT people that say I'm Black, I'm a gay Black man or I'm a gay Black woman. See, again, that's another individual that's like a Black feminist because they are there to stare off the conversation. Now watch this. One of my heroes, one of my greater heroes in the civil rights struggle was James Baldwin, a gay man. Okay. Now, you never heard James Baldwin back in the 60s ever talk about his homosexuality, talking about I'm a Black gay man. James Baldwin always talked on the plight of being a Black man. He was Black first. Okay. James Baldwin never said that I'm being ostracized because I'm a gay man. He said I'm being ostracized because I'm a Black man.
But look at the game they played with Lil Nas X. They found a fool. They found the fool.
Yeah. So, but see, here's the thing with the LGBT. What they're trying to do, like all the other ethnic groups, they riding the coattails of the civil rights struggle. And they try, you know what I'm saying? They just riding the coattail and they trying to get the same rights and provisions that Black folks were supposed to get during the civil rights, and it's given to them. You know what I'm saying? The things that these Asians are getting with that Asian hate bill, crime bill, is what we were supposed to get as Black people. The same protection.
50 years ago. 50 years ago.
Okay? The same things the gays are getting. Those were set aside for us. Okay? Laws and protections that say, like, if you fuck with a Black person strictly on race, you're getting punished, and this person that you done harmed is getting compensated.
Like I said earlier, we can't even get a fucking voting issue right. We had no voice. Oh, we done. The thing is, family, the laws are still there for us. There's nobody there to enforce it. Nobody's enforcing it. And see, this is where, now watch this. I hate to say it. You understand something? When George Floyd got killed, watch this. They kicked our ass at something. They kissed our ass. They coddled us.
And guess what? And that only took a couple days.
Days.
All them laws and all them provisions was enacted in a couple of days. We was fucking the world up. See, this is what I'm saying. These are the only thing these barbarians respect. We can't go to these people and beg for it. It's like what Tupac said a long time ago. We were asking during the civil rights era. We were knocking at the door during the Panthers. What do you think we're gonna do?
Gotta tear this shit down.
Yeah, we like when Tupac was like, we was like, look, we were singing at the door. Please, we're hungry. Please let us in. And then he's like, when the rappers came in, hey, we picking it in the door, kicking it in, blow. We asked with the era. We knocked. Hey, we kicking this motherfucker down because we see food in there.
The bad thing about it, we had the world scared, but man, it's like they pat us on the head and we bowed down. Cause like I say, Joe Rogan still got a platform. And he's too big to fail. Spotify letting us know he's too big to fail.
Well,
he can't fail.
He's not too big to fail. The thing is, we just got to go after their paymasters because you got to understand. Don't you think they would have kept Don Imus on if Don Imus just said nappy-headed hoes? Okay? Now watch this. Don Imus, they was going to keep him on.
Right.
But them corporate sponsors, you had Staples. Oh, wait a minute. This is where the Lakers play, the Staples Center. And a lot of black people buy our products as far as like, oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Black folks start pulling their money.
But hear me out. We ain't respecting no more. We done marched ourselves so much they ain't taking it. They know we're a joke. We done marching. We can't keep marching.
No,
we past that.
Economics.
Exactly.
Look, we'll put you like this. Remember that? You ever see that movie, The Godfather of Harlem?
Yeah.
Remember that scene when it was I think it was Adam Clayton Powell and it was Bumpy Johnson.
Right.
And they was at the police station and it was Adam Clayton Powell was begging this police chief, the old racist ass police chief, to free these prisoners that they ain't do nothing wrong. They was just protesting and he did a sit-in and then all of a sudden here come Bumpy Johnson and Adam Clayton Powell was like, wait a minute now, you gonna have to calm down. You can't bring that rough house stuff in there. You got to come with God and you got to trust the process. And Bumpy's like, just excuse me real quick. He went to that police chief. He said, hey, man, I think you got some prisoners there that need to be freed. And he's like, I ain't got to listen to you, nigga. He's like, look, I know you're superior. I talked to him. We had dinner. I don't care who you know, nigga. You get out of here. And so Bumpy was like, okay. He's like, let me give me 5 seconds.
He made that call Mount Max. Yeah.
No, watch this. He came back with the phone.
Okay.
He said, I need you to call your house. And so the police chief, he called the house. A brother answered the phone. When a Bumpy's man answered the phone, like he was at the house. At that police chief house with his wife and kids. Okay. So and then the police chief was like, oh shit. He hung up the phone. He was like, now Bumpy's like, nah, I think you need to release those prisoners.
But so we don't have that representation no more, yo. And it's also like this too, yo. I don't want to jump off the topic. Big Meat showed us the way how to bring black people together, and nobody followed the shit.
Nobody followed the formula. Nobody followed the formula because everybody wants to be the man. Everybody want to be that guy. It's not meant to. And see the way Big Meat ran it, it was like a free market enterprise. Everybody.
But honestly, that's what the fuck I'm doing with this. I'm taking a black man to go, you smarter than them.
Yeah.
I be listening to the radio station, man. They get these white boys that they ain't got no personality. They talk, they reading off a piece of paper, stats and analytics. So I'm saying to myself, yo, y'all smarter than them. The stuff y'all come up with. Yo, you smart. You don't need to read. You know the game of football. You don't need no analytics, yo. Just talk the talk.
Right. And see how we doing it. We ad-libbing. We just having a conversation.
Right.
And that's what the people look for. They look for that authenticity. They look for the organic part is real. It ain't scripted. We just saying what's off the top of the head. We going off the subject. We just because it's the feeling is genuine.
I swear to God, man, I be trying to listen to the Baltimore Sports Radio here. I can't do it. Yo, you got 5 white boys in Baltimore City talking sports, yo. I'm like, it's literally 1.5 million black people here. Why y'all got 5 white boys dictating us about sports?
I'm gonna put you like this, man. A lot of this stuff be pre-recorded too, man. Because you know what kind of opened my eyes with that? If you watch that segment when Stephen A. Smith was when he talked about Ray Rice.
Right.
When he had that one keep it real moment, and when Michelle Beadle came back on there, you know they was editing a lot of stuff.
I know it's scripted because one time the dude Dominic Foxworth, cornerback who used to play for the Maryland Terps, he was on there. The house nigga they always keep out on ESPN.
Yeah.
So he started talking, and then he started reading the script. I'm like, yo, if you're reading the script, these not your thoughts. So everything is pre-recorded.
Because he shows like that, I give you an example. Because he shows like that, it's like even with Skip and Shannon,
right?
When they had their show meetings, they'd come up with a topic,
right?
And Skip would say, "I'm gonna take this side," and Shannon, you take that side. No matter how they really feel genuinely about it,
right?
They have to take that side. Like, okay, of course, Skip is gonna always take the side against LeBron.
Right.
He's been known as a LeBron troll.
Right.
So no matter what, he's always gonna be, anti-LeBron.
Right.
Well, guess what? It might be shit. Who knows? Nick Young probably don't think LeBron ain't shit. But Nick Young is scripted to be the LeBron James apologist.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He probably can't stand. He probably think Kobe was better.
That's why I love Kwame Brown, because he pointing this shit. That's why I got that shit from the Dominic Foxworth. He said, as you can see, he reading something. I'm like, God damn, he is reading off a ton of prompts. I'm like, yo, you supposed to be precise with your thoughts.
It's Nick Wright, right? Is Nick Wright?
No. Yeah, Nick Wright. Yeah. The white boy.
But yeah, no, Kwame's right. It's scripted. They are taught. They're gonna say, no, you take this side. Well, damn how you feel about it. Damn if you think it's wrong or right. You got to take this side, and you got to convince the audience it's acting.
And when you get off their script, they'll go straight to commercial break. You know?
Yeah. It's like they're acting. It's acting.
It's improv.
You got to get into that character. You know what I'm saying? So, no, Kwame ain't lying when he say that, man. So, but if you look at that Michelle Beadle incident and that Ray Rice incident, you could just tell, they was chopping stuff down, they was editing, and then they let that show run. Right. And then they decided to suspend Stephen A. Smith because they got the crowd, they got the people reaction.
Right. It was a hot take.
Yeah.
Now, that's the first question I asked you today.
Uh-huh.
What you think about Aaron Donald? Is he a top 5 defensive player?
I'm
gonna give you some time to think about it, because I don't know if Shannon Sharp and Ray Lewis beefing. He ain't got Ray Lewis on his top 5 defensive players all the time. I'm like, yo, y'all gotta be beefing. This gotta be a troll job.
Well, my thing is Ray gotta be top 5. Damn how you feel. Like Ray been on some coon shit, but you can't being that as it may, you still can't take away from what Ray was on that field, man.
Exactly.
Right, wrong, and indifferent, if you agree with him politically or not, Ray was Ray on that goddamn field, man.
I mean, Aaron Donald was dominant, but we see it's the position. I can't have no defensive tackle as one of my best defensive of all time.
Well, I can, because I would tell you why.
Okay.
If you look at it in terms of like any player on any defense, no matter what position they play, when you want to look at top 5, when you want to call them greats, good GOATs, greatest of all time, how did they change the game?
But I can say Haloli now the first 5 years is better than his. Easily.
I say this. And this is why, here's my top 5 defensive players of all time.
Okay.
No particular order.
Okay.
Got Joe Green.
Okay.
I got Lawrence Taylor.
Easily.
I got Deion Sanders.
Okay.
I got Ray Lewis, Reggie White.
Reggie White?
Because
I like that.
And I can explain why. It ain't gonna be long. Like Joe Green, the whole steel curtain mystique started with him.
Right.
They built it off of him. Joe Green made it popular when defensive linemen getting that tilt and line up between that A gap. That wasn't heard of back when he started that. He made that popular. Okay, lining up in the gap, shooting the gap. Okay, that steel curtain defense was built around him.
Okay,
that's why Joe Green. Okay, Lawrence Taylor changed the game the way it's supposed to have been played. Like The reason why offensive tackles are allowed to be in 2-point stances on passing downs was because of Lawrence Taylor, because offensive coaches went to the league office and the rules committee saying, like, listen, we have to not have our offensive linemen are too slow to combat this guy's speed off the ball, getting their hand out the ground to pass protect. He's that fast. Running backs got to stay in the chip, turn protection. Tight ends got to stay in the protect. All the block LT.
Right.
Okay. Dion. Dude wasn't known as a physical corner, but he was shut down the entire side of it.
Exactly.
Reggie White, he could play any position on that defensive line.
Yeah.
From deep, he was 6'5", over 330 pounds, playing defensive end.
Right.
He could play defensive tackle. He could play nose. He could play any position up and down that line.
Right.
Okay. And then when I said, who was it I say?
Reggie White.
White.
Ray.
And Ray, come on, man. Name me a defensive player. Name me one defensive player ever in any history that was the face of a franchise.
Now I got another question to ask you. You think Ray Lewis took away from Ed Reed greatness?
No.
Okay.
If anything, they enhanced each other. Because if you look at it now, this is my experience from playing with both those guys. Because their relationship was special, because in a way, Ray Lewis was that Ed Reed was that safety Ray Lewis would have been.
Okay.
And Ray Lewis was that linebacker Ed Reed would have been.
And they both put each other in positions. It was like, I can trust him and he ain't gonna make no mistake on the back end if I do fuck up on my end.
The way that marriage worked, they was equally yoked in the like, okay, if I was playing your position, I would have did that. Right. Or I would have made that call if I was in your position.
Right.
And their mentalities was the same. Their knowledge of the game were the same. Their whole approach was so identical. It was like they met, and then them, beside the part that they both went to the U, that was a whole separate and apart. But what they brought to the game was so similar, and like it prolonged Ray's career.
Damn sure did, because he ain't supposed to make 16 years?
Yeah.
Yo, physical like that?
Yeah.
No.
And what it did for Ed didn't really have to worry about the box.
Right. And Ed ain't had to hit nobody because shit. Any ball come. I know Ray got anything coming through them tabs.
So and that's why that marriage worked, because what they did for each other, they actually maximized each other's abilities.
Right.
That was perfect. Yeah.
Have you ever seen anything like that again?
No, never. Ever. You would never see a safety linebacker tandem like that again. Never, ever in life. That was the first time you seen it.
It's like that shit wasn't even. It's like defense is hard in NFL. They made defense like playing backyard football. Like, yo, I got everything down here. You just don't let nobody catch nothing over the top.
Yeah. No, you ain't gonna never see nothing like that again. What Ray and Ed had, like I tell you this, like something that was close to it, but they was good in triplets. Like you had Sapp, Brooks, and Lynch.
Okay.
They wasn't Ed. You talking about arguably the greatest safety of all time and with the greatest middle linebacker of all time.
Yeah, easily.
To me, Ed is the greatest safety of all time, and Ray is the greatest middle linebacker of all time.
Now I got in an argument. Everybody trying to say Brady the best quarterback of all time. I say, no, yo, he got that off of longevity. It's always gonna be Joe. You see what Joe did to the 84 Bills defense? I mean, the Bears defense, 28-3.
Again, when we talk about GOATs, see, that's why I can't stand about, because everybody's quick to call people great, and people is quick to throw out this greatest of all time. See, here's my thing. Brady is the most accomplished quarterback to have ever played the game.
Right.
He is the greatest. See, when you want to speak of greatest of all time, what did they do to check? What did Brady do to change the game of football?
Nah, nothing. The rules changed for him.
For him, yeah. And not to take nothing away from Brady. Dude was great. One of the greats.
But here's a double advocate. All great players had rules changed for them. That's what happened to MJ. Remember the MJ rules?
Well, you got to understand something. Well, wait a minute. It wasn't because of MJ. What David Stern got tired of that bully ball.
Right.
It wasn't just because of MJ. David Stern, the game. Because see, you got to think about something as a commissioner. You got to leave the game better than what you found it. Okay.
Right.
And you got to take the game into a different direction. Like David Stern saw into the future.
Right.
He knew once the 90s was coming in the 2000s, people wanted to see higher scores. People wanted scoring. People wanted to see more offense. See, back in the 70s and the 80s, it was low scores. Right. It was just pretty much every basket was earned.
You can't sell an 86, 89 basketball in this era. Everybody like, what the fuck happened? What's going on?
You looking at the box score, Curry got 20, Clay got 10, Draymond got 5, and everybody else is single digits.
Right.
Oh, you looking at box scores now, Curry 30, Clay 25, Draymond 15, other cats got 10 and 12. You seeing 123 to 108.
Honestly, I ain't gonna lie. That shit we watching that, it's to the point I really can't watch it because it's too much scoring.
It's too much. But
I'm like, goddamn, I'm watching a 125, 127 game. Where's the defense at?
But it's passing us up, fam, because we dying off. You know what I'm saying? Because
right. And we in that microwave era where everybody wants instant gratification.
Yeah, yeah. So now it's like when we down, like before we done, we gonna see games like 187 to 200.
Oh hell no. Well, if that's the case, somebody's gonna score 100 points in the game.
No, you might see two guys with 50 plus.
Oh, it's coming.
Yeah. So I mean, but guess what? You have to do something to enhance the game. You know what I'm saying?
You got slow ass Luka Doncic putting up 50 point triple. He's slow as shit.
But watch that though. Watch this. Now see, glad you brought that up. That was another reason why David Stern stopped that bully ball, because he wanted to bring them foreign boys over here.
Right. They fundamentally sound, but they ain't physical as shit.
They wasn't physical. Like he knew like, okay, guys like Kukoc, Dirk, because like back in them form, like Dražen Petrovic, even though he was a dog,
he was a dog. He was the only one.
But he would still get his ass whooped.
Right. But he played with the killers though.
Yeah.
He played in that era with killers.
Right. So, but that's the thing. He knew them foreign boys, but he knew, and see, that's the thing. He knew he had to turn the because you got to understand, before when David Stern took over the NBA, not until like the Jordan era, the NBA wasn't global.
Right.
It was strictly America's game. Like David Stern had to make it global, and it wasn't because of just Jordan.
It wasn't even an American game. It was a black people's game.
It was black top. Hey, look, no, if you ain't bleeding, motherfucker, it ain't no foul.
Right.
And you ain't running no more. You keep calling that weak ass shit. Remember how it was back in the court? Man, you calling that weak ass, get your ass off the court.
Remember the Reebok pump commercial in the go with the dome? That's what it was.
Yeah, that's what it was. You had to earn that. Like, get that shit out of here. You talking shit. Man, you imagine talking shit to them phone boy. You calling them weak and you blowing him up. You blooding him up. Them phone boys ain't ready for that. Like, Dirk wouldn't have lasted. Manu Ginobili wouldn't have lasted with that damn Euro step.
No. They getting their goddamn head knocked off, man.
Right. So David Stern kind of took it and he's like, man, I got to open the market up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. So that's what it was with that. Like whereas Jordan came in, how he changed it to where you don't need a dominant big man to win.
But see, his mid-range games is unbelievable.
Yeah, that mid-range game, the way he played defense. Like, I remember I was with this basketball coach that he's a well-respected guy down here. And I remember I met it was this old, like, coach from Harvard. And well-respected guy. He got a whole library full of shit. And this would let me know MJ was the greatest of all time.
Mm-hmm.
He said, here's a section that's where how to fight screens, come off screens. Here's something that how to fight through screens. Here's how to pass. Here's how to do everything that got to do with basketball. He was like, it's only one player that I try to get my players to mimic that. He said, it's Michael Jordan. He does everything greater than any other player I see. He passes better than everybody. And I'm like, damn, is this old man a Jordan fanboy? He's like, no. he said he believes in the 70 years he's been around basketball,
right.
Nobody does nothing better when it comes to basketball than Michael Jordan.
And for everybody out there that don't believe MJ ain't the GOAT, always listen to Hubie Brown and Dr. Jack Ramsey. They seen them all. They all. They was like, MJ the GOAT.
Yeah.
They said, we seen basketball. We seen it all. He's the GOAT.
Jordan, man. See, that's what I'm saying. Jordan changed everything. As far as fuck basketball, he changed like sports, period.
Right.
Like the style, like Jordan was like one of the first global icons.
Right.
In like all the professional sports. Like Ali was global because he was political. Jordan was global because he was responsible.
Dominated on the court.
Yeah, like he was just Jordan, he changed everything. You
Man,
know?
I just want to thank God that I seen MJ whole career and I seen Ed and Ray whole career and get a ring. That's it. That's the pinnacle of sports right there to me, and Joe.
And that's what I'm saying. And that's why I say you would never find a greater. No, it would never be a great. You would never find a great. You got two of the greatest of all time, middle linebacker and safety on the team. And I can tell you why Ray changed the game. Because Ray changed the game because Ray was like the first small linebacker.
Right.
Yeah, because remember linebackers before Ray, you had to be 6'3" or better, 6'2", right. and 250. Ray wasn't even. Ray was barely over 6 foot.
So where would you put Mike Singletary at on your linebacker list?
Middle linebacker, I'll probably have to put him like probably third, maybe fourth. Like,
okay.
You got Ray, of course. Then you got Dick Buckus.
Right.
You got Jack Lambert. You got between Singletary and Lambert. I probably have to put Singletary over Lambert because Lambert had Joe Green.
Right. But goddamn, Mike played on some teams with some Hall of Famers though. That's why you got to really kind of take some of those accomplishments away. That wasn't the '84 Bears. That shit was loaded.
Yeah, wait a minute.
It was loaded.
That 2000 Ravens D. See that right there lets me know Ray was the greatest because
he had Hall of Famers, but Roy Woodson. That's it.
Talking about us, but Rod's Hall of Fame years was in Pittsburgh. He was playing safety.
But he still had the name recognition at safety. You feel me?
I understand, but Rod was a shell of himself and be more.
Right.
Because that Barry Sanders open field juke move ended Rod's career.
Right. He can go laterally and shit.
Yeah, Ray shook him. I mean, Barry shook him, tore them knees up. But people are comparing that 85 Bears team to that 2000 Ravens team.
And you got to get a nod to the Ravens. You got to. Where's the Hall of Fame?
Yeah, because you know why? Because look at the division of running backs they had to play against.
Eddie Jones.
Right. You had to see Eddie twice a year. Shut him down.
Fred
shut him down. Bettis shut him down.
I don't know who was in Cleveland.
No, they ain't had nobody to talk about.
Yeah.
But
they're all Hall of Famers.
Right. And right. That's what I'm saying. So give me the list of running backs that Singletary and them had to shut down. But
Singletary and them had four games off against Tampa Bay and Green Bay. They weren't kicking on nothing back then.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Minnesota's running backs.
No, in Detroit.
They had Barry. That was it. Barry. That was it.
No, you wasn't even in the league then.
But Tampa didn't have like you had back then. I think it was James Wilder. That he was all right.
Right.
Green Bay had I forgot that dude's name. I think his last name was Thompson. He was nah. Then I think Minnesota had Darian Nelson, but he wasn't nothing like, but he wasn't guys like he wasn't it was all Ray when he gets Hall of Fame running back.
That's why I told you in the last conversation we had that old AFC Central was the greatest division of football.
Yeah. Oh, then don't forget Cincinnati with Corey Dillon.
Yeah, that's why I say him on top.
Yeah, so, and then don't forget about outside the division that the running backs he had to go against. Like, nah, man, that 2000 Ravens D. And I'm not just saying this because I played for Baltimore. Like, that was like, dog, no, man, no. You talking about a smaller linebacker.
Ray, let's keep the buck. Ray ain't 6 feet. Ray like 5'9", 5'8".
That's what I'm saying. He's in the fives. And you got to think.
Wide as a motherfucker.
he was wide and he ran.
Right.
And see that's why I'm saying how they changed the game, because you look, ever since Ray, the direction of the league to where we had to have smaller linebackers.
Right.
Ray changed that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So,
but as you see, when the league went to that, you see the rushing totals went up with the running backs.
So, but you got to think. So now, and then so you took in terms of Ed Reed, okay? Safeties, how he changed it.
Right.
Man, you had to you got to read. Like, I'm talking about, like, his last name was Reed, but you really had to read and stuff. Ray was, Ed was so cerebral.
Man, he had Tom Brady and got that bullet tip like, look, watch out for Ed Reed. Ed. You had the goat shook. You feel me?
Ed would bait you a lot. Ed would line up on one side of the field, or he'll cover a certain zone to bait you to throw and see his range.
Right.
And see the way safeties got to play nowadays, with they sense of range to where how amount of the field they can cover.
Right.
Ed changed that.
What you think his speed was coming that goddamn field like that? He had to be running 4.3, 4.4.
Ed was like, I think Ed was like 4.4, high 4.4. Ed wasn't like no demon. It wasn't Ed wasn't no track star. But see, what the thing was with Ed knew where you were going. Ed would be in certain places to bait you to throw a ball over there.
Right.
To where you had to throw it over there. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm saying. Ed will call certain calls, like I was saying. And that the way that marriage worked, Ed was totally responsible for the secondary. Ray had nothing to do with the secondary. Ed would make those calls.
Right.
And Ray had the box.
Now, I don't know if it's a troll post or not. Yo, check this out. Somebody got top 5 wide receivers all the time. Jerry Rice, Randy Moss, Calvin, Laurie, and T.O. There's no way in hell T.O. your 5th rated wide receiver of all time.
He definitely top 5, but
I'm not putting Laurie and fucking Larry Fitzgerald over T.O.
I can't put Fitzgerald up there, but I'll put you like this. Man, I got Rice. See, people forget, you know what I'm saying? I got Rice. I can't put Calvin up there. I can't put Megatron up there.
He quit.
Career. Calvin Johnson to me remind me of Biggie Smalls. Career was just cut too short.
He quit.
I can't put you up there. Right. And Larry, you probably can make an argument because you look at his numbers. Larry got some numbers,
but he ain't win shit. Sometimes you got to win. It's just like in this era with Matt Stafford. People ready to say he's a Hall of Fame quarterback, but he padded a lot of stats on bad teams.
Mm-hmm.
They throw the ball 40 times a game in this NFL.
I can probably put Moss up there.
Right.
Moss is up there. But people forget how good, like, man, if you're gonna put, okay, I'll put you like this. If you're gonna put Calvin Johnson up there, then you can make a case for Sterling Sharp.
Why is everybody leaving Tim Brown off the list?
Tim Brown. Don't forget about Art Monk.
Gary Clark, man. A lot of people have put some respect on Steve Largent's name. They just running the ball. They were running the ball heavy back then. Steve
Largent. You got Andre Reed. You know what I'm saying? Wow. Michael Irvin.
Right.
Come on, man. You got guys up there, and I hate to say
this. Mike won, but he played on some stacked ass teams though.
Yeah, Dallas was a juggernaut, man. Like that. I think that team was wide. They had to stop them dynasties because Dallas was just dominant. Like
he had Mike Irvin, Alvin Harper.
But you could thank the Minnesota Vikings for that shit because the Vikings. Yeah, when they traded that Herschel Walker dumbass trade. You know what I'm saying? They traded all them number 1 picks.
Traded Ram Ferrari and got the goddamn 94 Tesla.
The whole Minnesota gave away the whole franchise and the future for Herschel Walker. And then they wound up giving him back. They wound up going back to Dallas. Yeah, like people in Minnesota still kicked their ass in this. They said we could have had all that.
All of it.
You know what I'm saying? But Yeah, you got. I mean, it's so many receivers. I mean, but in Larry's defense, hey man, Larry put up some numbers. He went to a Super Bowl.
But see, you gotta look. But this new era, they throwing the ball. The old heads is like, damn, if I had that many opportunities they had, my stats would be up there.
And that's why I say, to me, there is no top 5 receivers.
We can't.
Because you know why? Because it's only one receiver. It's one receiver and nobody else. It's Jerry Rice. You know, because look, excuse me, no passing error. Nobody's yet to come close to catching none of his numbers. Receptions, touchdowns, yards.
But Jerry kind of cheated because he played down there 22 years, though, yo.
But he can't help that he took care of his body.
That's the same with Emmett. Man, Emmett purposely went to goddamn Arizona to pay his records, man.
Well, I'm going to put you like this, man. The only time why I say, Jerry, come on now, you doing the most, is when he was in Seattle. And
yeah, he was done. He was
pretty much done.
Right.
But it was one game in Seattle where he went the fuck off. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But he had some Pro Bowl years in Oakland. He had some good years in his after his injury and later years in San Francisco. But I mean, the man was still able to put up them numbers, man. He was still able to play.
Yeah, but somebody gonna say, look at the quarterbacks he had. He had Steve Young, Joe Montana.
Well, whoa, wait a minute now. I mean, but Joe Montana was a 3rd round pick. Many can argue to say Joe had Jerry. Steve had Jerry.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, and then it's not like, because if Steve was Steve would have been Steve in Tampa, or Steve would have been Steve in the USFL.
That's why I say in this era with the quarterbacks he played, man, gotta be T.O., gotta be the GOAT, yo. He played with shit. He played with shit.
He played with only, and that, yeah, I mean, I'll put
you like Miller.
I'll put you like this. As far as physical talent, I will, of course, put T.O. and Moss over Rice. Physical talent.
Right.
But if you're gonna give me a guy that I know I can count on,
oh, you gonna catch it.
You gotta put Jerry Rice in there. You gotta give me
T.O. biggest problem is he led the league in drops one year, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when big cats, you can't depend on him.
Rice ain't dropping shit. And you talk, and Rice, he get behind cover. You got to think about this too. Rice had to go against Dion twice a year and get Dion business. He made.
We seen Randy Moss didn't give up on plays. We seen him give up in the open.
Right. And Rice ain't giving up.
Exactly.
Rice was a worker.
Exactly.
Right? Nope. I don't know if you ever heard of Rice's legendary heel runs.
Yeah. That shit was a monster. T.O. said he couldn't do that shit. You know?
Right. Jerry Rice's work ethic was just, you give me Rice, baby. Give me Rice.
And we also seen Randy fuck up a perfect thing in New England because of his money. You fucked that up.
Yeah. I mean, can you trust? That's what I'm saying. I can't trust Moss.
Exactly.
But then it's like I said, Sterling Sharp before the injury. You talking about the first back-to-back 100 catch guy.
He was gonna break that. He was gonna break some records.
Again, guess who was the quarterback? Don the Magic Man.
Yeah.
Don Magic Man Mikowski.
And he did in the NFL Siberia in Green Bay. You feel me?
With no gloves.
None.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, then you got to think about Chris Carter was a monster.
Right. All he do catch touchdowns though.
Right. And like you had, and I can't, like I said, I can't shit.
Andre Reed was a dog too.
Andre Reed, if he'd have won one ring in Buffalo, they'd have put him in that conversation.
Easy.
You know what I'm saying? Easy. That joker was a part of that Buffalo Bills juggernaut that went to 4 straight.
Four. It's crazy how nobody never put Jim Kelly in the greatest quarterback of all times. He got the stats, yo. He got it.
Him, Thurman Thomas being one of the greater running backs. Because you got to think, they went to 4 straight bowls and lost all 4 of them, but they was putting up stupid numbers. They had a dynasty team. Their team was just as stacked as Dallas's. Across the board. And
it's crazy. Steve Levy is not mentioned as one of the greatest.
Marv Levy.
Yeah, Marv Levy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
One of the greatest owners in Ralph Wilson. Had a great owner in Bill. Remember, that's where Bill Polian started.
Right.
He put that team together before he went to Indy. So you had a Hall of Fame owner, Hall of Fame general manager, Hall of Fame coach, Hall of Fame. They was just as stacked as Dallas or any team they lost to across the board.
Let's keep it up. That run really kept going on to the 90s, but they just can never get to the Super Bowl. What was the white boy? What white boy? Frank Wright. When Jim Kelly went in, that run kept going because he still was a playoff team.
That's what got them in the Super Bowl, because that's when they came back when they was down 31-3.
Mississippi Miracle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That comeback. You know what I'm saying? So they was down 31-3, and Jim Kelly was hurt. Frank Wright brought him back. And that's the funny part, because Frank Wright's brother, Joe Wright, was my D coordinator when I was at the University of Buffalo.
I remember that because Frank Wright, a Maryland guy.
Yeah. His brother, a college coach. Look, them motherfuckers look just alike. You can't tell them apart.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Can't tell them apart. Joe, his brother Joe Wright coached college football. He was my D coordinator in college. Motherfuckers just alike.
It's a story with those two. They changed their name when they got in the league to fit the part too. Because remember, he suspended a different name, but he took on the Jewish name when he got that league, boy.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, man, it's funny, dude. Like, you had all Hall of Fame talent. Then the bag-ups was nice on that Bills team. I'm talking about shit. Thurman Thomas backup Davis was nice. Andre Reed, you had Don Beebe, you had Austin. I mean, shit, you had, man, so many great receivers. Tight end Keith McKellar, like, whew.
My boy from here, what was the defensive end? Darnell. No. Dude with the head. Light-skinned pretty boy. With the head.
Daryl Talley.
Yeah, Daryl Talley. Yeah.
Daryl Talley. You had Cornelius Bennett. Nate Odoms, Mark Kelso. Man, that team was loaded, dude. Like,
all it took was one win. All it took was one ring, like you said. That would be the greatest franchise in history of football.
I'm telling you what they would have said, because I heard them say it even then. They said if they would have won one, they would have said that was the greatest team ever assembled. You got
looking at it.
You got think about, you name me any other Super Bowl team, and you stack that Buffalo Bills team up there, and they would either be just as equal as, if not better.
So what did they lose the Super Bowl on? Coaching?
Man, you got to think it was just like
too many close games.
Well, you got to think about it. When they lost that Super Bowl against the Giants,
right,
off a field goal, Scott Norwood missed that kick.
Right.
They had the Giants beat, and they was the favorite to win.
Right.
Okay. But then they played. I think they played the Dallas that one year.
Right. They ran into the juggernaut.
They ran into a juggernaut, but they was just as stacked.
Right.
I mean,
but once again, that's what I'm asking. Was it coaching?
They made a lot of mistakes. They was just choking.
Is it coaching?
I just think they were just all across the board. They were just choking. You
can't get to the big game 4 years in a row and be
bam.
You just lose like that. It's unbelievable.
Bam. They pretty much what you call it. They pretty much are the quintessential
bridesmaids.
Big moment. They choked because you got to think when you played Dallas, that was Troy Aikman in the first run. Jim Kelly, you've been there already. So you got to think, Emmett wasn't really Emmett back then. Thurman was really that dude. Like, Irvin wasn't Irvin. It was Andre Reed was already established and better.
Yo, this is crazy because we should be talking about Jim Kelly and Joe Montana as the greatest quarterbacks of all time.
Right. You got to think, Troy Aikman. Jim Kelly was already in the league before Troy Aikman.
Right.
Jim Kelly was already established.
Kelly was what? 83 with the USFL, right?
USFL, yeah. He was to you.
Right.
So
that's crazy.
Yeah, like, you got to think, like, Thurman was already better than Emmett. Okay.
Right. Easily.
You know what I'm saying? Reed was better than Michael Irvin.
Easily.
Okay. Wasn't nobody on that defensive line from Dallas fucking with Bruce.
Right. Daryl Talley,
Cornelius
Bennett on the other side.
Yeah. So you got to think, Marv Levy was already better than Jimmy. Jerry.
He got beat by goddamn Barry, Oklahoma.
Barry Switzer.
Yeah, Barry Switzer. He was shit. Jerry called that game.
But that's what I'm saying. So you got to think. So the owner, Jerry, was the new owner.
Right.
Wilson already been there. So
the franchise curse.
Man, they just choked. They just choked in the moment. They just choked. And it was them was games they were supposed to win, and they came up short. They choked. They let the Redskins beat them that one year with Mark Rippon.
It made him like a motherfucking superstar.
Yeah, Mark Rippon and Ernest was a star.
Yeah, Ernest Bono went crazy. Like, still the NFL record, what, 225 yards in the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah. So
Buffalo
was supposed to win that. They let the Skins beat them.
Right.
So I mean, fam, it is what it is. It was a greatest team assembled that could win the big one, man. You know, so and you talking about they ran that, it wasn't that type of offense. They ran the no huddle offense.
Right.
They ran it. They was the first to implement that no huddle offense.
And they couldn't catch up.
Right. It made the defense gas. So
right.
Yeah, because Houston had to run and shoot. The Buffalo Bills was the no huddle.
And that was the rivalry. Houston. It was the battle of the gimmick offenses.
Yep.
But Warren had a defense, but they ain't run the ball. That's what killed them. They ain't run the ball back then.
Yeah, I mean, they had running backs. They had Terry Rozier, Alonzo Highsmith, and
but everything was coming out the shotgun.
Yeah, they ran that run and shoot. You got to think they had 4 receivers. They had Ernest Givens. Haywood Jeffries.
Yeah, Haywood Jeffries.
And Curtis Duncan. And Webster Slaughter was even over there. From Cleveland.
Right. And they had the little short dude, short black guy. What the hell?
It was Ernest Givens. It was Givens, Duncan, Jeffries. Jeffries was the main dude.
Right.
It was Jeffries and Givens. Duncan, and I think it was Duncan was the other third one. I think that fourth one, I don't know if it was a cat named Clark, because I remember Webster Slaughter going over there after a while.
Right.
But they kept him a fourth dude. And then, like I said, they had a running back by committee. They had all loaded as offense.
And they burnt that lead up. But when it came to Buffalo, they just couldn't. See, Buffalo was a physical team. The physical team always went in the trenches.
Yeah.
But goddamn, Houston had the defense too. They was stacked.
Yeah, the House of Pain.
Exactly. They was breaking helmets.
Yeah, you had Lamar Lathan at linebacker. Right. You had Chris Dishman. My Buffalo Bills division coordinator, Jerry Gray, was a DB on that team. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, you had Eddie Robinson.
Right.
You had that team was loaded. What's that dude name?
The defensive end, big black guy.
Yeah, damn it. If we wanted playing with Green Bay, I think his name was what's his name? I know that brother's name. I'm blanking on that brother now. Huh?
We'll come back to it. It's all good because that defense was nasty. Yo.
Yeah.
Warren should have had a ring. If Warren would have went the Redskins, they would have blew the Redskins out.
Oh yeah, but see, that's another shame in that too. That they did that brother dirty.
Yeah,
boy, the league did him dirty, boy. He still, you let him tell it behind closed doors. Or Warren talks that shit.
No, because they took his prime years away from him.
Man, Warren, hey, look, I'm putting you like this. I know some people that said they didn't talk to Warren back door. They said that must be talking shit.
Yo, you got to think he shouldn't have been in Canada, yo.
For them to 30,000 in Canada. Came into the league and threw for another 40.
Let everybody knew what the fluke.
And then you want to sit here, you want to sit here and talk about Brett Favre 70 or 80 or Dan Marino's 50? What?
But you see how they downplay him in history?
They try to make him a DB or a receiver.
But I'm just saying, his whole career they downplay.
Mm-hmm.
He won the best third classes in the NFL.
Absolutely. Again, they made that run and shoot to placate to his throwing. And
that's why I say Jerry Glanville was one of the best coaches they never did it because he knew what he had. He knew what he had.
Jerry Glanville as his head coach, and it was Kevin Gilbride
as OC
coordinator. Yeah, right. Kevin Gilbride. You know what I'm saying? So they ran that run and shoot. It was pretty much because Warren was strictly a passer, man.
Right.
That run and shoot, it was just in the gun or under center, but it was mostly in the gun. So, hey, boom, firing it.
And he showed everybody in the NFL he the only person that could have did that back then.
Yeah, because it
have a quarterback do that.
Passing wasn't as prevalent as it was, especially just lining up 4 receivers, 1 running back, and I'm in the gun. Right. And Dan Marino wasn't even doing that.
And he never took a hit because his offensive line was stout.
He was getting rid of that damn ball too.
Yeah. He was getting 5 seconds.
Yeah, that ball gone. Warren was hardly sacked.
Right. I ain't never seen him take a big hit.
Right, because he firing that football. You got to think about this. Then when Houston got rid of him, he went to Minnesota
And put up numbers.
He resurrected Chris Carter's career.
Brian Bullock offense, though.
There you go. If it wasn't for Warren Moon, Chris Carter would have never had the career that he had starting out. Warren Moon was the one that resurrected his career. Because remember,
he came from Philly when he had no off-field issues.
It was Buddy Ryan, because Rex told us this story. Because of course Buddy is his daddy. He said, "It is what it is." Chris was on them drugs,
right,
and still talented. He was with Philly, and he said that all he does is catch touchdowns. Came from his father.
Right.
Because when they traded him to Minnesota, and I forgot what they got rid of him for, it was something low, and they was like, "Well, why you get rid of him?" That, and they said, Buddy Ryan said, "Well, all he does
5th or 4th round pick."
Yeah, he said, "Well, all he does is catch touchdowns."
Right.
Because they said, Buddy said the motherfucker ain't do shit. Until they got into the red zone, all of a sudden he want to run these hard ass routes. So
no. Because what was it? Jake Reed? Jake Reed did all the dirty work in Minnesota, right? The other wide receiver. Why did Jake Reed?
No, I'm talking about when he was in Philly.
Oh, okay.
Buddy was like, the motherfucker ain't do shit. He'd run them little half-ass bullshit right here, dog it. But then when we get to the down in the red zone, he want to run these routes hard. He want to catch touchdown. And that's what Buddy said. That's what he said that term came from. All he does is catch touchdown. That came from Buddy Ryan. Right. Yeah.
Rex told us Minnesota. I think it was Jake Reed. He did all the dirty work, wasn't it?
We're pretty much like Chris would run his little out route, catching it, tightrope that sideline. Like, because if you look at it, Chris Carter wasn't like no afterburner like speedster. He
was a good route runner.
Good route runner. He may cut them little short 7 routes and catch it, sideline it, and you know what I'm saying? And that's what he do. Right. But then when he got Moss, it really prolonged and enhanced.
Moss gave him an extra 5.
Yeah, stretched the fuck out that field.
Right.
Stretch the fuck out.
Man, you can go on the slide and get average down there 40 catches a year. Right?
Damn right. Shit, because the way Moss was stretching that field, like, that's why I will put Moss up there. Because watch this. As long as you got Randy on your team, no lead is safe.
He made Dante Culpepper look like a goddamn Pro Bowl quarterback. He was just heaving that motherfucker.
Right. Think about this. Watch this. You could be up 21-0 in the 4th quarter with like 4 minutes left. All it takes is 3 go routes. You tied.
That's it.
And guess what? That's not even a minute worth of offense.
That boy's a freak, man. Randy boy, 6'4", what a goddamn 7'2" waist, man.
4'240, 4'140, 48-inch vert. You know what I'm saying? It was just like, dude, that's unheard of. And
former basketball player, so you know you got hot.
Him and Jay Williams was high school teammates.
Just throw it up. He'll get it.
Him and White Chocolate, they was high school teammates.
Right.
Matter of fact, when we was in high school, I'm gonna tell you a crazy story. Because me and Randy ain't that. Randy only got me by a couple months.
Okay.
We almost played him in a tournament because he went to DuPont High School in West Virginia.
All right.
We almost played him in a tournament, but we didn't. You know what I'm saying? We just missed him by like a couple games.
Dang.
But we didn't know he was Randy Moss. He was just like, look, they got a tandem down there, white boy ass point guard. We ain't know he was White Chocolate then.
Right.
There's a white boy and this one leaper they got. They the motherfucker get it. You know what I'm saying? So we seen him in highlights. They tossing it up. Randy just, yeah. You know what I'm saying? But we didn't know it was Randy Moss and White Chocolate.
Dang, right.
If I was to tell you, yeah, we knew it was Randy and White Chocolate. But
man, like I say, man, we didn't live in the era where we seen the goats, man. Can't nobody tell us, man.
Right.
We seen them at the physical peak. I'm gonna say the 80s and 90s are the physical peak of how you supposed to do it.
You can't, you can't compare LeBron to Michael Jordan because we didn't see the beginning of LeBron and the end of LeBron. We seen the beginning of Mike and end of Mike. So
LeBron came in the league when there wasn't no men.
Right. And that's
kids.
Right. That's what I'm saying. They can't see the kids today can't make that a compelling LeBron argument because people like me and you, we done seen them both at the beginning and end of their career.
Right.
So
they just came in the league. What was the average age? 20-something years old. You playing men.
Yeah, men. You know,
Right.
like, nah, I would never disrespect Mike. You know what I'm saying? Plus my last name Jordan, so you know I stand for that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But no, but beside that, man, no, it's Mike. I as much as LeBron, he is an Ohio guy. He bought one in Cleveland. I love him, but no, brother, it's Mike. I'm not. No, yeah, no, I'm not. And I'm from Cleveland, telling you that shit.
We witnessing LeBron peak right now. What he doing right now is an open league. He's done. Let's give it a buck. He done.
Yeah, this era is over with. I think this era is pretty much more like it's a toss up now. Like you got the kid John Morant.
Right.
Shit, I'm gonna tell you who my favorite is. I give people hell about this because I was right about this kid from the beginning. I love LaMelo Ball, boy.
Hey, I think we in the era of the freak.
Yeah, I mean, this is his. I mean, but I look at Greek Freak like he's borrowed it because one of these young kids is gonna take it from him.
I mean, but he only 26. He a kid. In our eyes, he been in the league since 19. Like, he a kid. He's 26.
Well, he gotta win. He gotta win multiple. It's convinced me because these kids that, like I said, like Ja Morant.
Right. Oh, he a dog.
Oh my God.
He want the shit.
All of it. And that dude, if that dude, I just said he got to get out of Utah. What's that one kid name?
My boy.
Mitchell, Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah.
He got to get the hell out of Utah. You know what I'm saying? You get it, like he just got to come to grips. There ain't no brothers trying to come to Salt Lake, man.
But I can't say that. Because last year he was supposed to be the MVP. Any other year in the history of the NBA, you're number one in the West. You MVP.
Hey, listen. Utah was gonna forever hunt that franchise. You just can't get no brothers in Salt Lake, man. Listen, as great as John Stockton and Karl Malone was, ain't no brothers. AI and them like, hell no, I ain't gonna no goddamn.
Like, nothing going on.
Right, like, and that's what Donovan Mitchell gonna suffer from. He gonna realize, if not this year, next year, whenever his money's up, hey man, ain't no brothers trying to come here.
He ain't going away. You know why? That Super Max is he gonna turn down $200 million?
But guess what? He gonna be like Karl Malone, ringless. Because I'm gonna put you like a great ringless player. Because listen, ain't no brothers trying to go up there and live amongst no racist ass Mormons.
Hey, you know what Carmelo said? I can always buy a ring. That's what Carmelo. Give me the money.
Come on, man. And then you can't eat them either. So my is that look was gonna forever hunt any black star player in Utah. That they're gonna have to forever draft players. They're not going to.
Right.
Like you never gonna see breaking news. This young 22-year-old free agent with no kids, no wife. He just inked the deal with the Utah Jazz. You wake me up when you see when they.
And what sponsorship it is out there? Who want? You right? Remember that debate we got into? I'm like, no, yo, you can go to Utah. You can't go to Utah, yo.
Have you heard anybody say it's popping in Salt Lake?
Hey, yo, Utah is the NFL. I mean, the Utah is the NBA Green Bay.
It is. Ain't shit popping up there, man. Trust me. Like, and then you can make a case for Green Bay because at least it's near Milwaukee.
Yeah, you can drive down the road.
Dude, out there in Salt Lake, oh hell no. Like, I remember I had a layover out there. I'm looking out there and I'm like, what the hell is this? Like, white folks out there overly nice and hey, how you doing today? I'm like,
boy, we went back to 1950 and shit.
Dude,
you know?
And look, and trust me, I know about them damn Mormons. I know their history.
Right.
Them some racist motherfuckers up there too. So yeah, but they overly nice. You know, they
never seen a nigga before. That's what that shit is.
Have. And I'm gonna tell you some of the disparaging things because I remember they said something in the Bible that being black in their Bible that being black was an abomination. They believed that shit up until like the late 70s, early 80s.
Man, they believe in that shit now, man. Come on now.
But this is what I'm saying.
Right.
Them some fearless motherfuckers. Cause let me tell you, those like Jesus Christ and Latter-day Saint type motherfuckers. Them the ones that be riding their scooters in the hood selling bikes.
Right.
And see, Steve Young, that's what like BYU, Air Force, and University of Utah. You see what happens is, because I remember I played with a player, came out with me, old ass dude. He was like a 28-year-old rookie. His name was Ryan Denny.
Okay.
See what happens when you take on that Mormon culture. I think he went to BYU.
You got to go on a privilege, a Mormon.
Yeah, that mission. You going on?
Yeah,
so when you go to school, you got to disappear and go on a mission for like 5-6 years.
Yeah, that's why Ty Detmer and the other boy.
Yeah.
We were old. I'm like, damn.
Detmer, his brother, I think his brother Coy Detmer and all them. Like,
yeah. Hey, yo, Ty Detmer came to Utah with hand, came out of college ball.
I'm gonna tell you something. That's why people were surprised that Jim McMahon is like. That's why you think Jim McMahon was a rebel.
Yeah, but see, he was hanging the South Side. That's why he was so wild.
Right, he was hanging with brothers. But see, he went to BYU.
Yeah.
So, and then see with Steve Young, he was a different case because his great grandfather founded
the school. Yeah, he founded it. Right.
You know what I'm saying? So he was a legacy kid, and
right.
he was born in the money.
It was a free ride with him. You know?
Yeah, that's another one. His legacy, and Brigham Young killed so many black people, boy, it was crazy.
Oh, no, you can't talk about that.
You know what I'm saying?
You can't talk about that. You can't talk about that like you can't talk about how the Jew funded the slave trade. You can't talk. But they're the only people that's oppressed for what, 5 years?
Exactly.
But you funded the slave trade, but we can't speak on you in a demeaning light, but you can kick our ass, but you funded the slave trade.
They was a kick out reparations and stuff like that. Steve Young family would pay up. Shit, the Bushes would pay up. A lot of them families, them wealthy families would pay up that, them famous. But no, but yeah, the Mormons, they go on them missions. They never lose their eligibility, so they had come back a 30-year-old sophomore.
All the goddamn time. Because I say, damn, I remember Ty Detmer. I'm like, damn, he was a young-looking man when he was at BYU. He came back bald. I'm like, man, get him out of here.
That's right. Yeah, they be going on them missions, man. So
yeah. But I ain't gonna hold you up. We went almost 3 hours. We feel like just a regular conversation.
They're like, that's what it's about. Yeah, because my battery.
Yeah. I just want to say one thing, boy. We got our ass kicked this goddamn Black History Month.
Yeah, we taking some L's, man. We got to finish this week out with a bang because that joke.
Yeah, but this Brian Ford's got a job though. He got the defense. He got a job.
And he ain't even a black American. He from Honduras or something like that. He from Honduras, yeah.
Hey, remember that? I said that shit on my homeboy podcast I did. I was like, yo, for a minute he was talking about he wasn't black. So now when shit get bad, you a black American. Man, go on with that.
That's what I'm saying. That they use that shit for convenience.
All the goddamn time, nigga.
And he was talking slick about Kaepernick. Yeah, all that shit. That's why none of that. I'm like, no, don't play the spook who sat by the door now.
People want to be black for convenience, man. That's why I hate that shit, man.
Or you want to cry racism when it happened to you.
Like I said on my main podcast, he's a prime example of a person of color. Just because you're a person of color, until you walk the streets as a black person or African-American black person, you can't speak on it, man.
Hey, listen. Brian, Forrest is a football version of Candace Owens. Remember.
But he took the job, so it ain't genuine.
Remember she got a bag for being racially discriminated against, but then she get her bag, all of a sudden ain't no racism.
But the bad thing about the NFL shot, do a bone at him, but giving him a job. But the NFL just pat him on the head, get a job,
and he gonna shut up,
and he gonna get rid of that goddamn case.
Yeah, because he don't share. He's from Honduras. He don't share the black experience over here as black American.
No, that nigga grew up in Brooklyn. He a nigga. He grew up in Brooklyn. He been with them niggas in Brooklyn.
He got that talk. Because he got that talk. Don't mess with them niggas. Don't mess with them American black people.
Hey, you see, he got that Dominican woman.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. That's what I'm saying. They don't, man, listen, not all of them, but a lot of them dudes, they don't rock with us. They don't rock with us.
It's just like, once again, everybody want us to sympathize with them like we the conveyance of oppression. Nah, motherfucker, you go out there on that limb and fight for it. Don't come to us when you're in trouble.
Fam, it's only a few that's as dark as us that look like us. They will say, "What's up, bro? What up, brother?" Hey, they know, but then you got a lot of them jokers just as dark as us, look like us. I'm not black. I'm Dominican.
Right.
Like, nigga, that's not a race.
That's your country, you
That's
know.
a country, nigga. And this, yeah, you
Black.
black.
Like clients wanting slaves. Nigga, get up out of here.
Yeah, but yeah, man. But yeah, we got to do this another time, man.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Baltimore City, Baltimore County, everybody across the world. We just had to drop this episode. We up out of here. Thank
All right.
magic again, baby.
All right, fam.
All right, now, thank you.